In the annals of history, few artifacts evoke as much reverence and mystery as the Ark of the Covenant. Picture a golden chest, resplendent in its beauty, brimming with sacred significance, yet cloaked in the shroud of the unknown. What secrets did it hold? What power did it possess? This is the story of the sacred chest, the Ark, its origins, its purpose, and the echoes it leaves in our world today. Long before it became a symbol of divine promise, the Ark was conceived amidst the trials and tribulations of a wandering people. The Israelites, having fled the tyranny of Egyptian bondage, found themselves in a vast wilderness, a place of uncertainty and turmoil. As they traversed the arid deserts and rugged mountains, their faith was tested. Yet it was also during this time of struggle that they began to forge a deeper relationship with the divine. The journey toward the Ark's creation began on Mount Sinai, a place where the earth trembled and the heavens seemed to open up. Here, Moses encountered God in a flaming bush, a moment that would change the course of history. It was on this sacred mountain that the 10 Commandments were inscribed on stone tablets, laws that would guide the Israelites and shape their identity as a chosen people. But God did not stop there. He demanded a physical representation of his covenant, a place where his presence could dwell among his people. Imagine the scene. Moses, in the shadow of the mountain, receiving divine instructions on how to construct this sacred object. The specifics were meticulous. God outlined each detail with precision. The ark was to be made of acacia wood, a material both durable and able to withstand the rigors of travel. Its dimensions were exact. A box measuring roughly 4 feet long, 2.5 feet wide and 2.5 feet high. But it wasn't just the size that mattered. It was the adornments that would transform this simple chest into something extraordinary. Gold would be the ark's skin, a symbol of purity and divinity. The interior and exterior were to be overlaid with gold, reflecting the light of the sun and the spirit of the divine. Atop this sacred chest, 2 cherubim, angelic beings with outstretched wings, would guard the mercy seat, the lid of the ark that served as the divine throne. This was not merely a decorative choice, it represented the divine presence, a reminder that God was not distant, but intimately involved in the lives of his people. As Moses descended the mountain, a sense of urgency filled the air. The Israelites were not merely to build a chest, they were to create a sanctuary for the divine. This was a pivotal moment, as the ark became the physical manifestation of God's promise, a promise of guidance, protection, and presence. With the construction of the ark, the Israelites were not only creating a symbol of their faith, but also a reminder of their journey from slavery to freedom, a connection to a power greater than themselves. The process of building the ark was no simple task. Skilled artisans, infused with divine wisdom, came together to breathe life into the design. They saw beyond the raw materials, envisioning the sacred purpose that lay ahead. Each hammer strike, each measurement taken, was filled with intention. The ark would not simply be a box. It would become the focal point of worship, a vessel of blessings, and a testament to the covenant between God and his people. As the construction came to a close, the moment of consecration approached. The ark, now nestled in its golden glory, was to be filled with the sacred artifacts that would symbolize the covenant. Inside, the tablets of the law would rest, a reminder of the divine commandments. But there was more. An urn of manna, the heavenly bread that sustained the Israelites during their wanderings, and Aaron's rod, a symbol of divine authority and miraculous power. Each item told a story, weaving together the narrative of a people who had faced adversity and emerged stronger through faith. When the ark was finally completed, it was more than just an object. It became the heart of the community. The Israelites understood this. They revered the ark, treating it with the utmost respect, for it represented their relationship with God. Wherever they wandered, the ark led the way, a guiding light in the darkness, a beacon of hope amidst uncertainty. As the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness, the ark became a central feature of their camp, housed within the Tabernacle, a portable sanctuary that could move with them. The sight of the ark, draped in rich fabrics and surrounded by the tribes, was a powerful reminder of God's presence and promise. It was more than a relic. It was a living testament to their collective faith. However, the ark was not without its trials. As the Israelites approached the land promised to them, they faced opposition and challenges that tested their resolve. The ark, carried by priests, became a symbol of both hope and peril. Its power was undeniable, but so was the responsibility that came with it. The people were reminded that the ark's sanctity could not be taken lightly. It demanded reverence, and those who approached it without respect faced dire consequences. One of the most profound moments came during the battle against the Philistines. The ark was brought into the fray, a symbol of divine favor. Yet, in a twist of fate, the Israelites were defeated, and the ark was captured. The loss sent shockwaves through the community. How could something so sacred, so central to their identity, fall into enemy hands? It was a sobering reminder that faith cannot be taken for granted and that the divine presence must be honored. The Philistines soon discovered that possessing the ark brought them no blessings. Plagues and calamities followed in its wake, a clear sign that the power of the ark was not to be trifled with. In a desperate bid to rid themselves of its heavy burden, they returned it to the Israelites, who received it with a mixture of relief and renewed devotion. The story of the Ark of the Covenant is not simply one of construction and reverence. It is a narrative that transcends time. It speaks to the eternal human quest for connection with the divine, the yearning for guidance in our lives. The Ark became a symbol that resonated deeply, not only with the Israelites, but with generations that followed, inspiring faith, hope, and a sense of belonging to something greater. As we reflect on the birth of the Ark, we are reminded of the power of belief and the importance of community in our spiritual journeys. The sacred chest continues to inspire awe and curiosity, a testament to the enduring bond between humanity and the divine. What stories would the Ark tell if it could speak? What lessons would it share about the nature of faith, the journey of life, and the presence of the sacred? The Ark of the Covenant, born out of a tumultuous journey and a profound covenant, remains a powerful symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the wilderness of our own lives, we are never alone. The echoes of its stories reverberate through time, inviting us to explore the depths of our own faith and the possibilities that lie within. So, as we continue on this journey, let us carry the spirit of the Ark with us, embracing the sacredness of our own paths and the divine presence that guides us along the way. A mountain looms large in the desert, its craggy peaks piercing the sky like ancient sentinels standing guard over the mysteries of the ages. This is not just any mountain. This is Sinai, a place where earth meets the divine, a threshold between humanity and the celestial. Here, under the heavy cloak of history and spirituality, a pivotal moment unfolds, one that changes the course of a people and indeed the very fabric of faith itself. Imagine the scene. A restless crowd, weary from their journey through the harsh wilderness, stands at the foot of this sacred mountain. They are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, a people chosen for a covenant, yet still searching for their identity and purpose. Fear and anticipation mingle in the air as they gaze upward, where thunder rumbles and lightning dances across the jagged rocks. This is the moment when Moses, their leader, ascends to receive divine instructions that will shape their lives for generations to come. Moses, a man burdened with responsibility and a heart full of questions, climbs the rugged terrain, leaving behind the safety of his followers. Each step takes him closer to the cloud that envelops the summit, where he senses a presence, majestic, overwhelming, and eternal. The very air crackles with energy, a palpable reminder that he is not merely climbing a mountain, he is entering a sacred space, a realm where the divine intersects with the mundane. As he reaches the top, the world below fades away, and he stands alone, enveloped in the divine fog. It is here that he encounters the voice of God, resonating through the stillness, reverberating off the stone walls of the mountain. The voice is both gentle and thunderous, a paradox that fills him with awe and trepidation. It calls him by name, and in that moment, Moses understands that he is not just a shepherd of sheep, but a shepherd of a people, a prophet chosen to convey the will of God. "Tell the people of Israel," the voice commands, "that they shall be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation." These words echo long after they are spoken, setting the stage for what is to come. But what does it mean to be a kingdom of priests? What does holiness require? As Moses listens intently, he realizes that these are not just instructions. They are invitations to a relationship, a covenant that demands commitment, integrity, and love. As Moses descends from the mountain, clutching the engraved stone tablets, he carries not just laws, but a vision for a new society. The tablets, etched with divine commandments, serve as a foundation for ethical living and communal harmony. They are more than rules, they are a blueprint for a life infused with purpose and connection to the sacred. But imagine the reaction of the people below. They have witnessed the thunder and seen the fire, yet the moment Moses disappears into the cloud feels like an eternity. Doubts creep in. Is he lost? Has he abandoned them? In their anxiousness, they turn to one another, their faith wavering like a flickering flame. They beg Aaron, Moses' brother, to create a tangible representation of the divine, something they can see and touch. In their desire for assurance, they make a fateful decision that will lead to chaos. The golden calf emerges, a symbol of their yearning for certainty in an uncertain world. They dance and revel, seeking to fill the void left by their leader's absence. Yet, in their quest for connection, they stray dangerously close to idolatry, forgetting the very commandments that Moses is about to bring down from the mountain. This juxtaposition of faith and folly highlights the fragility of human devotion, a theme that resonates through the ages. As Moses descends, the sight before him fills him with righteous anger. The very people he was chosen to guide have turned their backs on the divine, and the weight of their betrayal crashes down upon him. In a moment of rage, he shatters the tablets, the physical manifestation of the covenant, against the ground. They crack into pieces, much like the bond between God and Israel at that moment. But even in his anger, Moses understands the depth of his people's struggle. They are lost, yearning for something to hold on to in a world that often feels chaotic and unyielding. He ascends the mountain once more, seeking forgiveness not only for himself, but for the people who have strayed. This act of intercession is profound. It reveals the heart of a leader willing to bear the burden of his people's shortcomings. In the presence of the divine, Moses pleads for mercy. "If you will forgive their sin, forgive it, but if not, blot me out of your book." His words resonate with a depth of love and commitment that reflects the essence of true leadership. Here, at this sacred juncture, the relationship between God and Israel is tested, but it is also reaffirmed through Moses' unwavering dedication. God's response is both just and merciful. The divine voice reassures Moses that forgiveness is possible, but it carries a cost. The covenant, while renewed, will require ongoing faithfulness and accountability. With this understanding, God instructs Moses to carve new tablets, a second chance for the people to embrace their divine calling. The act of carving represents not just restoration, but the ongoing journey of growth and understanding. As Moses returns with the new tablets, the transformation among the people is palpable. The commandments are not merely words engraved in stone. They are life-giving principles that guide behavior, establish justice, and promote compassion. They articulate a vision of community that prioritizes the welfare of one another, emphasizing love for God and neighbor alike. In this moment, Sinai becomes more than a mountain. It evolves into a symbol of hope, resilience, and the possibility of redemption. The people, once again united under the divine vision, embrace their identity as a holy nation. They understand that their journey is not just about reaching a promised land, but also about cultivating a way of life that reflects the holiness they are called to embody. As we reflect on this pivotal chapter in the narrative of faith, we recognize that the lessons of Sinai extend far beyond ancient history. They beckon us to examine our own lives and communities. How do we respond to the call of the divine? Are we willing to embrace the commandments that guide us toward a life of love and justice? Like the Israelites, we too stand at the foot of our own mountains, challenged to rise above doubt, to forge connections, and to embody the spirit of the covenant in our everyday actions. The story of Moses on Sinai is not merely a tale from the past. It is an invitation to engage with the divine, to wrestle with our own faith, and to seek the profound truth that binds us all together as part of a larger narrative. As we continue to explore the journey of the Israelites, let us carry the lessons of Sinai in our hearts, allowing them to shape our lives and our world for generations to come. The flicker of candlelight dances across the smooth surface of polished gold, illuminating the intricate designs that tell a story of faith, craftsmanship, and divine inspiration. Imagine standing in a workshop filled with the sweet scent of acacia wood, the rhythmic sound of chiseling echoing against the walls as one man's artistry begins to take shape. This is the world of Bezalel, the master craftsman whose hands were guided by divine principles to create something extraordinary. Bezalel, a name that resonates through the annals of history, embodies the spirit of creation. He was not merely a builder, he was a visionary, a pioneer who transformed raw materials into sacred artifacts. His story begins within the pages of ancient texts, where the divine blueprint for the Tabernacle was unveiled. As the Israelites wandered through the desert, seeking a place to call home, a sanctuary emerged in the heart of their journey, and Bezalel was chosen to lead this monumental endeavor. As we delve deeper into Bezalel's life, we discover that he was not alone in his quest. The scriptures tell us he was filled with the Spirit of God, endowed with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge in all manner of workmanship. But what does it truly mean to be filled with the Spirit? For Bezalel, it was about more than just skill. It was about a profound connection to a higher purpose. His hands became instruments of divine will, crafting not only objects but also a tangible representation of faith. The materials Bezalel worked with were as diverse as his talents. Gold, silver, and bronze gleamed in the sunlight, while the smooth, rich grains of acacia wood stood ready to be transformed. Each piece was a gift, a resource provided by a community that recognized the importance of their shared mission. The Israelites, in their eagerness to contribute, donated their jewelry, precious metals, and the finest wood, demonstrating a collective spirit of devotion and sacrifice. Imagine the scene. Bezalel surrounded by his apprentices, each one eager to learn from the master. They gathered around a large workbench, tools in hand, eyes filled with wonder as they watched him shape the gold into delicate cherubim, their wings poised in graceful flight. The acacia wood, strong and resilient, became the framework for the Ark of the Covenant, a heavenly vessel designed to carry the very presence of God. In these moments, we see the fusion of human creativity and divine inspiration, a partnership that transcends time. As he crafted the golden lampstand, known as the menorah, Bezalel infused it with symbolism and purpose. Its 7 branches would not only illuminate the tabernacle, but also serve as a reminder of the light of God in the world. Each detail was meticulously planned, reflecting the sacred nature of the task at hand. This was not simply a matter of aesthetics. It was about creating a space where the divine could dwell among the people. Yet, the challenges Bezalel faced were not merely technical. He had to navigate the complexities of leadership and vision, ensuring that every member of the community felt included in this grand endeavor. It was a monumental task, requiring not just skill in craftsmanship, but also the ability to inspire a diverse group of people, each with their own hopes and dreams. Bezalel became a symbol of unity, bringing together artisans and laborers to contribute their unique gifts toward a common goal. As we explore the legacy of Bezalel, we must consider the significance of the tabernacle itself. This was more than just a physical structure. It represented a covenant between God and his people. In the midst of the desert, it served as a reminder that they were never alone. The tabernacle was a place of worship, a meeting place where heaven and earth intersected. Through Bezalel's hands, this vision took form, standing as a testament to faith and perseverance. The creation of the tabernacle was not without its trials. As the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness, they faced hardships that tested their resolve. Yet, within the sacred space crafted by Bezalel, they found solace and strength. Each artifact, from the altar to the mercy seat, told a story of redemption, forgiveness, and the promise of a future. It was a sanctuary designed for a people yearning for connection, hope, and divine guidance. In examining Bezalel's work, we witness the profound impact of artistry on community and faith. The tabernacle became a focal point for worship, a place that united the Israelites in their shared devotion. Through music, prayer, and ritual, they engaged with the sacred space, deepening their relationship with God. Bezalel's craftsmanship was not an end in itself. It served as a means to an even greater purpose, the fostering of a vibrant spiritual life. As we journey forward, let us reflect on the enduring lessons from Bezalel's life. In a world that often values the tangible and the immediate, we are reminded of the importance of vision and purpose. Bezalel's ability to see beyond the materials in front of him speaks to the heart of creativity. It challenges us to consider how we can infuse our own work with meaning and intention, whether in our personal lives, our communities, or our professions. The story of Bezalel the craftsman is one of faith, dedication, and artistry, a narrative that resonates through generations. It invites us to embrace our unique talents and to use them in service of something greater than ourselves. Just as Bezalel shaped gold and wood into sacred forms, we too have the opportunity to craft our lives with purpose, creating spaces where light and love can flourish. As we draw this chapter to a close, let us carry with us the spirit of Bezalel, a reminder that craftsmanship is not merely about skill, but also about the heart and soul we invest in our work. From the golden details of the tabernacle to the strength of acacia wood, every creation holds the potential to reflect the divine, to tell a story, and to inspire hope in a world that so desperately needs it. In a world filled with noise and distraction, may we find our own quiet workshops, where we can engage in the sacred act of creation, allowing our hands to be guided by purpose and our hearts to be filled with inspiration. As we move forward, let us remember that we are all craftsmen in our own right, building a legacy that can endure through the ages, just like Bezalel, the master craftsman who built with gold and acacia. Imagine a time long before the age of skyscrapers and digital screens, when the world was awash with raw, untamed nature, and humanity was grappling with its own moral compass. In this ancient world, a profound moment unfolded, one that would shape civilizations and resonate through the ages. We are drawn to a mountain, shrouded in mystery and thunderous clouds, where the divine met the earthly in a breathtaking exchange. This is the story of the tablets of stone, inscribed with the very laws that would guide a people through the wilderness of life. As the sun began to set over Mount Sinai, the atmosphere was charged with expectation. The air crackled with energy, and beneath the looming peak, a nation waited with bated breath. The Israelites, recently liberated from slavery, stood on the cusp of a new identity. What would it mean to be free? What would it mean to live in accordance with a higher purpose? In the midst of these questions, a figure emerged. Moses, the reluctant leader, summoned to the summit by the voice of the divine. With each step up that rugged mountain, Moses felt the weight of his people's hopes and fears pressing upon him. The air grew thinner, the silence more profound. Here, in this sacred space, he would encounter the essence of law itself, principles that would impart justice, morality, and social order. These were not just rules, they were a covenant, a promise between God and his chosen people. But what could such laws offer to a group just beginning to learn what it meant to be free? As Moses ascended higher, the clouds swirled around him, enveloping him in a divine presence. In that moment of profound stillness, he received 2 tablets of stone, etched with commands that would echo through millennia. These weren't mere words, they were a divine blueprint for living harmoniously within a community. The 10 Commandments, as they would come to be known, were about more than just rules. They were about relationships between humanity and the divine, and among human beings themselves. When Moses descended, the world below was transformed. The people, once bound by the chains of oppression, now faced the daunting task of embodying these laws. The thrill of freedom was tinged with uncertainty. How would they understand these commandments? How could they possibly live up to such high ideals? In the initial moments, as Moses shared the commandments with his people, a sense of reverence filled the air. Each commandment carried a weight of responsibility. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image. These were not just edicts. They were invitations to cultivate a relationship with the divine, to place trust in a higher power that sought their well-being. But with great power comes great responsibility. The Israelites, faced with the challenge of adhering to these laws, found themselves at a crossroads. Would they embrace this newfound covenant, or would they revert to the chaos of their former lives? As the days turned into weeks, the struggle became palpable. The allure of their old ways beckoned, and doubts began to creep in. Would they remain faithful to the God who had delivered them from bondage? The story takes a dramatic turn when Moses ascends the mountain once more, seeking further wisdom. But while he is gone, the people, overcome by fear and uncertainty, succumb to their old habits. They craft a golden calf, a tangible representation of their desire for security and familiarity. The sight of this idol sends Moses into a fury upon his return. He shatters the tablets, a powerful symbol of broken trust and disillusionment. In that moment, everything hangs in the balance. The covenant, the people, their very identity. Yet, amidst this turmoil, a path to redemption emerges. Moses intercedes on behalf of his people, pleading for mercy. In a dramatic twist, he returns to the mountain, not just to receive the law again, but to deepen the covenant. This time, the tablets symbolize not just divine authority, but also the fragility of human commitment. The laws are re-etched, now infused with a deeper understanding of grace and forgiveness. As the narrative unfolds, we witness how these commandments shape the fabric of society. They serve as the bedrock for justice, guiding not only personal conduct, but also community relations. From the prohibition against stealing to the mandate to honor one's parents, each commandment lays the groundwork for a life lived in harmony. The Israelites begin to see that the law is not a burden, rather, it is a gift that fosters connection, accountability, and love. Yet the journey does not end here. The struggle to uphold these laws becomes a recurring theme in the saga of the Israelites. Time and again, they falter, forgetting the very principles that set them apart. The cycle of faith and doubt, obedience and rebellion becomes a poignant reflection of the human condition. How often do we too find ourselves wrestling with the ideals we hold dear? How often do we stray from the path laid before us? Through the centuries, the story of the tablets of stone continues to resonate. They become more than mere artifacts. They transform into symbols of hope and aspiration for countless generations. The lessons learned in those ancient times find their way into the hearts of people from all walks of life, transcending cultural and geographical boundaries. Each commandment speaks to universal truths about the human experience, urging us to strive for something greater than ourselves. As we reflect on this transformative moment in history, we are reminded that the essence of the law is not punishment, but a call to love and compassion. The tablets of stone, housed within the Ark of the Covenant, represent the enduring promise of a relationship between the divine and humanity. They invite us to look inward, to examine our own lives and choices, and to consider how we can embody the principles of justice, mercy, and love in our own communities. In a world that often feels fragmented and chaotic, the teachings of these ancient commandments serve as a guiding light. They challenge us to rise above our instincts, to embrace a higher calling, and to remember that we are all part of a greater story, one that seeks to unite us in the shared pursuit of justice, peace, and understanding. As we close this chapter, let us carry forward the legacy of the tablets of stone. In our quest for meaning and purpose, may we always strive to honor the sacred bond that exists between us and the divine, and may we find strength and inspiration in the timeless wisdom of these ancient laws. Together, let us forge a path that reflects the ideals of love and justice, honoring the covenant that continues to bind us through the ages. Imagine a vast desert stretching endlessly under a relentless sun, where survival hinges on faith and guidance. In this desolation, a people wander, seeking not just a physical destination, but a promise, a land flowing with milk and honey. This is the backdrop of a remarkable journey, one marked by trials, revelations, and the unwavering presence of the divine. At the center of this pilgrimage lies an extraordinary artifact, the Ark of the Covenant. Today we delve into the Ark in the wilderness, guiding the Exodus. The Ark is more than wood and gold. It embodies the covenant between God and his chosen people. Crafted at Mount Sinai, it serves as a tangible connection to the divine, a physical manifestation of promises made. Its intricate design, described in the book of Exodus, features acacia wood overlaid with pure gold, adorned with cherubim, whose wings stretch protectively over the mercy seat. This sacred object becomes a beacon of hope and direction for the Israelites, guiding them through their trials in the wilderness. As the Israelites embark on their journey, they face immense challenges: hunger, thirst, and the daunting vastness of the desert. Yet they carry with them the Ark, a symbol of assurance. Imagine the moment when the cloud of God's presence descends upon the Tabernacle, where the Ark resides. The sight instills courage among the weary travelers. Wherever they go, the Ark leads the way, signifying God's active participation in their lives. The Israelites' relationship with the Ark is deeply intertwined with their understanding of divine guidance. When the cloud moves, they move. When it settles, they rest. Picture the moment when the priests, carrying the Ark, step into the raging waters of the Jordan River. An act of faith, it demonstrates the power and authority of God. As the waters part, the ark stands firm at the center, bridging the gap between wilderness and promise. This moment is pivotal, showcasing how the ark transforms from a mere object into a source of divine intervention. Throughout their journey, the ark serves not only as a guide, but also as a reminder of the law and covenant that bind the Israelites to their God. It houses the tablets of the Ten Commandments, which symbolize the moral and spiritual framework intended to govern their lives. As they navigate the wilderness, the ark is a constant reminder of their identity as a covenant people. It challenges them to remain faithful, to uphold the principles that distinguish them in a world filled with chaos and uncertainty. But the journey is not without its trials. The Israelites often falter in their faith, questioning their purpose and yearning for the comforts of Egypt. They face the temptation of idolatry, leading to moments of grave disobedience. Yet even in their darkest hours, the ark remains a beacon of hope, calling them back to their covenant with God. It serves as a powerful symbol of reconciliation, urging them to turn back and renew their commitment. The narrative of the ark in the wilderness is not just about the journey of the Israelites. It is a profound exploration of faith and perseverance. The ark becomes a character in its own right, representing the divine promise that withstands the test of human frailty. The stories of Israelites rallying around the ark during pivotal moments reveal the depth of their longing for connection, a connection to each other, their history, and the divine. As the Israelites approach the Promised Land, the significance of the ark intensifies. The ark leads them into battle, symbolizing God's power and presence in their struggles. When the walls of Jericho fall, it is the ark that circles the city, a silent yet potent force that demonstrates the triumph of faith over fear. The people learn that their victory is not solely dependent on their might, but on their unwavering trust in the covenant that the ark represents. The culmination of the ark's journey is not merely about reaching a destination. It is about transformation. The Israelites emerge from the wilderness not just as wanderers, but as a people forged by faith, guided by the divine. They carry with them the lessons learned, the struggles faced, and the profound realization that they are never alone. The ark, once a physical guide, becomes a spiritual compass, leading them into a new era, the era of promise fulfilled. In the end, the ark in the wilderness is a testament to the enduring human spirit. It teaches us that our journeys, often fraught with uncertainty, can lead to profound transformations. It reminds us that while we may wander, we are always guided by something greater than ourselves, a promise, a faith, a covenant. As we reflect on this remarkable journey, we are invited to consider our own paths through the wilderness of life. What guides us? What promises do we hold dear? The ark in the wilderness stands as a timeless symbol of hope, resilience, and the divine promise that accompanies us through every trial we face. It beckons us to trust in the unseen, to walk forward with faith, knowing that we are guided by a light that never falters. This story, rich in depth and meaning, continues to resonate, reminding us that we too are part of an ongoing journey, a journey toward our own promised lands. Imagine standing at the brink of a vast river, its waters swirling with an ancient energy, reflecting the sunlight in a shimmering dance. Before you lies a moment that could alter the course of history. An unyielding barrier, a formidable Jordan River, stands between a nation and its promised future. This is where our story begins, at Jordan's crossing, a pivotal event in the journey of the Israelites as they make their way to the land promised to them. As the sun rises over the horizon, the air is thick with anticipation. Thousands of people gather on the banks of the Jordan, their hearts pounding with hope and trepidation. They are not merely crossing a river, they are stepping into destiny. The Ark of the Covenant, a sacred symbol of their faith, is at the forefront of this monumental moment. Crafted from acacia wood and adorned with gold, the ark represents the very presence of God among his people, guiding them through the trials of their journey. But how did they arrive at this moment? The story of Jordan's crossing is steeped in history, filled with trials, tribulations, and divine interventions. It begins 4 decades earlier with a promise made to Abraham, a covenant that would shape the identity of a people. This covenant carried the weight of generations, leading them through slavery in Egypt and the wilderness wanderings that tested their faith and resilience. Now, at last, they stand on the threshold of the land flowing with milk and honey, the land they have longed for, a land filled with hope and purpose. Joshua, the new leader chosen to guide them, stands resolute before the multitude. The mantle of leadership has passed from Moses to him, a task both daunting and sacred. He knows that the crossing of the Jordan is not just a physical act, it is a spiritual awakening. The people look to him for courage, for inspiration, and for the assurance that they are not alone. Joshua, filled with faith, reminds them of the miracles they have witnessed, the plagues of Egypt, the parting of the Red Sea, the daily provision of manna. He encourages them to trust in God's promise, to believe that he will provide once again. As the people prepare for the crossing, the river flows fiercely, swollen by the spring rains. It seems an impossible barrier, but faith often requires stepping into the unknown. The ark is carried by the priests, who approach the river's edge. Their feet touch the water, and a collective hush falls over the crowd. In that moment, the atmosphere is charged with expectancy. What will happen next? Will the waters part? And then, in a miraculous display of divine power, the waters begin to recede. The river, once a torrent, parts before the ark, revealing dry ground. The crowd gasps in awe as they witness a miracle unfold before their very eyes. One by one, the Israelites begin to cross, their feet touching the dry earth that had been hidden beneath the rushing waters just moments before. This moment is not merely a crossing. It is a reaffirmation of faith, a testament to the power of the divine. As they walk across the riverbed, the stories of their ancestors echo in their minds. They remember the struggles of their forefathers, the hardships endured in Egypt, the lessons learned in the wilderness. Each step they take is a declaration of their identity, a reclaiming of the promises made to them. They are not just individuals, they are a nation, bound together by faith and purpose. On the other side, the landscape opens up before them, a land of promise that glistens under the sun. The anticipation is palpable. They are stepping into a new chapter, one filled with challenges yet brimming with potential. But before they can fully embrace this new beginning, Joshua instructs them to gather stones from the riverbed. These stones will serve as a memorial, a tangible reminder of this miraculous crossing, a way to tell their children and their children's children about the day the waters parted. As the sun begins to set, casting a golden hue over the land, the stones are piled high into a monument. This act is profound. It is more than just a physical reminder of what has transpired. It is a commitment to remember, to honor the promises made, and to acknowledge the faith that brought them here. The Israelites know that in the years to come, they will face trials and tribulations, but this monument will stand as a testament to their faith and resilience. The crossing of the Jordan is not just a historical event, it is a powerful metaphor for the transitions we all face in life. Each of us has our own Jordan to cross, moments that require courage, faith, and the willingness to step into the unknown. Just as the Israelites were called to remember their journey, we too must acknowledge our own stories, our struggles, and our triumphs. As the days turn into weeks, the Israelites begin to settle into their new home. The land of Canaan is rich and abundant, but it does not come without its own challenges. They must confront the inhabitants of the land, navigate new relationships, and establish their identity in a place that is both foreign and familiar. The lessons learned at Jordan's crossing will be crucial as they face the uncertainties ahead. The memory of the crossing continues to resonate within the hearts of the people. Generations later, their descendants recount the story of how the waters parted before the ark, how faith and obedience led to victory. It is a narrative woven into the very fabric of their identity, a reminder that they are a people chosen and guided by a divine promise. In our own lives, we may not face the physical act of crossing a river, but we encounter moments that challenge our faith and push us to our limits. The story of Jordan's crossing encourages us to embrace our fears, to trust in a greater purpose, and to step boldly into the future. It teaches us that while the journey may be fraught with uncertainty, the promise of a new beginning awaits those who dare to believe. As we reflect on this remarkable event, we are reminded that the parting of waters is not merely a historical account. It is an invitation to each of us. It beckons us to confront our own barriers, to trust in the divine, and to step forward with courage. The waters may rise, the rivers may swell, but with faith, we too can find the dry ground beneath our feet, ready to embark on the journey that lies ahead. Imagine a city fortified by walls so thick and high that they seem insurmountable. Picture a people, confident in their strength, believing their defenses can withstand any threat. This is Jericho, a city whose name echoes through history as a symbol of resilience and strength. Yet, like all great tales, it is also a story of vulnerability and transformation, a narrative that unfolds in a remarkable series of events that challenges our understanding of faith, strategy, and the power of belief. The story of Jericho's fall is one steeped in ancient tradition, reverberating through the corridors of time. Its walls, standing tall and proud, were not just physical barriers. They represented an entire world of culture, history, and identity. But what happens when the very foundations of that world are shaken, not by brute force, but by the sound of trumpets and the collective faith of a people? As we journey back to the time of Joshua, the leader who succeeded Moses, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment in the history of the Israelites. After decades of wandering in the wilderness, a new chapter beckons. The promised land lies just beyond the formidable walls of Jericho, waiting to be claimed. But the path to this new beginning is fraught with challenges, and the first obstacle is a city that stands defiantly in their way. The Israelites, numbering in the thousands, gather at the edge of the city, a mix of anticipation and trepidation swirling among them. They are not soldiers trained in the art of siege. They are farmers, shepherds, and families united by faith and a promise made long ago. Their leader, Joshua, stands before them, embodying the hope and determination of a people ready to reclaim their destiny. With unwavering conviction, he reveals a plan that seems almost ludicrous. They would march around Jericho, not with weapons but with faith and the sound of trumpets. Imagine the scene. The sun rises over the horizon, casting a golden hue on the city of Jericho, a vibrant community that feels invincible. The inhabitants, hearing the thumping of footsteps, peer over their walls, their expressions a mix of curiosity and disdain. What could this ragtag group of wanderers hope to accomplish with nothing but the sounds of brass instruments and the power of their faith? On the first day, they circle the city in silence, the only sound being the rustle of their feet against the dusty ground. For 6 days, they repeat this strange ritual, marching quietly, the air thick with tension and anticipation. With each pass, the walls of Jericho loom larger, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. But they are also a reminder of the impossible task ahead. As the days go by, whispers of doubt creep in. Some may question Joshua's leadership, wondering if this unorthodox approach is merely a folly. Yet in the heart of the camp, faith remains unbroken. Each day is met with renewed resolve, each trumpet blast a declaration of their unwavering belief in the promise of victory. And then, on the seventh day, a crescendo builds. The Israelites rise early, their spirits ignited by a divine purpose. This day is different. They march around the city not once, but 7 times, the anticipation crackling in the air like static electricity. The walls of Jericho seem to hold their breath, as if the universe itself is waiting for what will come next. At the end of their final lap, the moment arrives. Joshua commands the priests to blow their trumpets, a sound that reverberates through the valleys and echoes off the walls. It is a sound that defies the logic of warfare, a sonic boom of faith, hope, and collective strength. The people shout, a roar that rises like a tidal wave, crashing against the barriers that have stood for generations. And then, in an extraordinary turn of events, the walls begin to tremble, and with a deafening crash, they collapse. The once mighty fortifications of Jericho crumble to dust, revealing the path to the promised land. The sound of trumpets and the shouts of the Israelites become the harbingers of a new beginning, a moment forever etched in the annals of history. What can we learn from this remarkable tale? Jericho's fall is not merely a story of military conquest. It is a testament to the power of faith and the extraordinary potential of collective belief. It challenges our perceptions of strength, revealing that sometimes the greatest victories come not from weapons or warfare, but from unity and unwavering faith in a higher purpose. As we reflect on the significance of this event, we cannot overlook the cultural implications. The fall of Jericho serves as a powerful reminder that obstacles can be overcome, that barriers both physical and metaphorical can be dismantled. It calls us to examine the walls we build in our own lives, those fears, doubts, and insecurities that keep us from reaching our true potential. Moreover, the story of Jericho transcends its historical context. It resonates with anyone who has faced adversity. It inspires us to question our own walls. What are the Jerichos in our lives? What are the obstacles that seem insurmountable? The lesson is clear. With faith, perseverance, and unity, we can turn our challenges into triumphs. As we advance through this narrative, we must recognize that the echoes of Jericho's fall resonate in our modern world. The themes of faith, resilience, and the power of collective action remain as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. In a world often plagued by division and uncertainty, the story of Jericho invites us to come together, to believe in the possibility of change, and to take bold steps toward a brighter future. As we continue our exploration, we will delve deeper into the aftermath of Jericho's fall. What became of the Israelites as they ventured into the Promised Land? How did this monumental event shape their identity and beliefs? And what lessons can we glean from their journey that echo through time, urging us to confront our own walls and march toward our destinies? The story of Jericho is not just a tale of walls tumbling down. It is an invitation to reflect, to act, and to believe in the extraordinary possibilities that lie ahead. So, let us embrace this journey together, allowing the lessons of the past to illuminate our paths as we march forward into the unknown, ready to conquer our own Jerichos. What would you do if your most sacred possession became a symbol of both hope and destruction? Imagine an ancient artifact, revered and feared, carrying with it the weight of divine promise as well as the potential for calamity. This is the tale of the Ark of the Covenant, a vessel that has seen the rise and fall of kingdoms, a harbinger of both victory and catastrophe. As we delve into Chapter 8, the Ark in Battle, Victory and Catastrophe, we journey through the pages of history where faith and fate intertwine in the most unexpected ways. The ark, crafted from acacia wood and overlaid with pure gold, was not merely a box. It was the physical embodiment of God's presence among the Israelites. The very thought of it inspired reverence and awe, for it was said to carry the 10 Commandments, a testament to divine law. Yet when it was brought into the realm of human conflict, its significance morphed into something far more complex. It became a strategic asset in battle, a beacon of hope that could turn the tide of war. As we turn our attention to the Battle of Jericho, we find ourselves on the brink of a remarkable confrontation. The Israelites, led by Joshua, stood at the gates of this fortified city, a stronghold that had resisted their advance for years. The ark was not just a spiritual symbol, it was the centerpiece of a strategy that would redefine the concept of warfare. Marching around the city for 6 days, the Israelites carried the ark, their faith manifesting in the rhythm of their steps. On the 7th day, they circled Jericho 7 times, their hearts pounding with anticipation, their spirits buoyed by the ark's presence. And then, with a single, deafening shout, the walls of Jericho crumbled. The sound echoed through the valley, a manifestation of divine intervention. The victory was extraordinary, and the ark had played a pivotal role, a tangible connection between the people and their God. This moment became etched in the annals of history, a testament to the belief that with faith, even the most insurmountable obstacles could be overcome. However, the glory of victory can often conceal the seeds of catastrophe. The Israelites, emboldened by their triumph, soon faced their next challenge, the city of Ai. Overconfident and perhaps a touch reckless, they sent a small contingent to capture it, believing that the ark's power would ensure their success once more. But this time, the outcome was starkly different. The men of Ai struck back fiercely, and the Israelites suffered a humiliating defeat. 36 men lost their lives, and the morale of the entire camp plummeted. In the aftermath of this catastrophe, Joshua was left reeling, questioning what had gone wrong. The ark, once a source of invincible strength, now felt like a burden. It was a moment of reckoning. Through divine revelation, Joshua learned that one of the Israelites, Achan, had violated God's command by taking spoils from Jericho, thus bringing sin into the camp. The ark, intended as a symbol of unity and divine favor, had become a stark reminder of the consequences of disobedience. This duality of the ark, its potential for both triumph and disaster, would continue to unfold in subsequent battles. As the Israelites moved deeper into the land of Canaan, the ark remained at the forefront, a constant companion in their quest for a homeland. Yet with each victory, the stakes grew higher. The very object that was meant to unite them also had the power to expose their failings. Consider the battle against the Philistines, a conflict that would not only test the strength of the Israelite army, but also the sanctity of the ark itself. In a desperate bid to turn the tide, the Israelites brought the ark into battle, convinced that its presence would ensure their victory. The Philistines, aware of the ark's reputation, trembled at the thought of facing it. Yet once again the outcome was far from what was expected. In a stunning twist of fate, the Philistines defeated the Israelites, capturing the ark and carrying it away in humiliation. The loss was catastrophic, not only in terms of military defeat, but also in the profound implications for the Israelite faith. The ark, a sacred artifact believed to carry the very presence of God, was now in the hands of their enemies. For the Philistines, the victory was not merely tactical, it was a spiritual triumph. They paraded the ark through their cities, believing it to be a trophy of their gods over the God of Israel. But their celebration was short-lived. Plagued by misfortune, disease, and calamity, the cities that housed the ark soon found themselves in turmoil. The very presence that had once been a source of strength for the Israelites now became a curse for their captors. Back in Israel, the situation was dire. The news of the ark's capture spread like wildfire, igniting fear and despair. The elders gathered, their hearts heavy with the weight of loss. They understood that the ark's absence signified a fracture in their covenant with God, a shattering of the divine relationship that had sustained them through their journey. As the Philistines attempted to rid themselves of the ark, they devised a plan to return it to Israel. Loaded onto a cart, it was sent back with offerings, a gesture of both fear and respect. The ark's return sparked a surge of relief among the Israelites, but it also raised critical questions about their identity and faith. Upon its return, the ark was housed in the city of Kiriath Jearim, where it would remain for decades, a silent witness to the passage of time and a reminder of the lessons learned through both victory and catastrophe. Its journey was far from over, and with it, the story of the Israelites continued to unfold, a tapestry woven with threads of faith, failure, and redemption. As we reflect on the saga of the ark in battle, we see more than just a physical object. We witness the complex relationship between a people and their God, a dynamic that is as relevant today as it was in ancient times. The ark served as a potent symbol, embodying the hopes and fears of a nation striving for identity and purpose. In moments of triumph, it breathed life into their faith, while in times of catastrophe, it exposed their vulnerabilities. This chapter, marked by both victory and catastrophe, invites us to consider the duality inherent in our own lives. How do we navigate the victories that lift us up while remaining vigilant against the pitfalls that can lead to despair? The Ark of the Covenant stands as a timeless reminder of the power of faith, the importance of obedience, and the enduring quest for connection with the divine. As we conclude this chapter, we prepare to turn the page to the next phase in the Ark's journey. The lessons learned in battle will ripple through time, affecting generations yet to come. Join us as we delve deeper into the legacy of the Ark, exploring how its influence shaped not only the destiny of a nation, but also the very fabric of faith that connects us all. Imagine a time when a single artifact could alter the fate of nations, a sacred relic imbued with divine power, capable of bringing both blessings and curses. This is the story of the Ark of the Covenant, a symbol of faith and hope that became a source of turmoil and despair during the tumultuous period of Philistine captivity. As we delve into this chapter, we will uncover how this revered object, laden with history and spirituality, transformed the lives of those who dared to possess it. The Ark of the Covenant, crafted according to divine specifications, was more than just a container for the tablets of the Ten Commandments. It represented the very presence of God among his people, a beacon of light in times of darkness. Its journey began in the land of Israel, where it served as a reminder of God's covenant with the Israelites, guiding them through the wilderness and into the promised land. But what happens when something so sacred is captured? When its protective aura is stripped away and replaced with the weight of despair? This is where our story unfolds, as the Israelites faced a formidable foe in the Philistines. During one pivotal battle at Aphek, the Israelites, convinced that bringing the ark into battle would guarantee them victory, found themselves on the wrong side of fate. In a shocking turn of events, the Philistines triumphed, not only defeating the Israelites, but seizing the very ark that had been their symbol of divine favor. It was a moment that would echo through history, setting off a chain reaction of calamities that would haunt the Philistines. What the Philistines did not anticipate was the power that the ark contained. They carried it triumphantly back to their land, believing that they had captured the secret to their enemies' strength. But soon, their celebrations turned to dread. The very presence of the ark, once a symbol of hope, became a harbinger of curses. cities fell victim to plagues, and strange afflictions befell the people. The cities of Ashdod, Gath, and Ekron became centers of suffering, as the ark brought with it a wave of divine retribution that was swift and unforgiving. As the ark was moved from city to city in an attempt to contain the chaos, the Philistines found themselves in a desperate struggle to appease the God of Israel. They consulted their priests and diviners, seeking answers to the calamities that plagued their land. The Philistines recognized that this was no ordinary artifact. It was a relic that demanded respect, reverence, and perhaps even fear. They devised a plan to return the ark to the Israelites, believing that only by doing so could they rid themselves of the curses that had befallen them. But how does one return such a sacred object? The Philistines crafted a cart, pulled by cows, and placed the ark upon it, along with offerings of gold to atone for their transgressions. This was not merely a return, it was a desperate attempt to restore balance, to mend the rift that had opened between the two peoples. The cows, untrained and untamed, trotted away from their calves, guided not by human hands, but by a divine force that seemed to steer them toward the land of Israel. The journey of the ark back to its rightful place was not just a physical return, it was a profound moment of reckoning. As the cart approached the Israelites, anticipation and fear gripped both sides. What would this mean for the people of Israel, who had suffered greatly since the loss of their most sacred possession? And what would become of the Philistines, who had dared to possess that which they could never truly understand? As the ark crossed the threshold into Israelite territory, a wave of emotion washed over the people. The sight of the ark reignited faith in the hearts of the Israelites, a reminder of their covenant with God. However, amidst the sense of relief, there was also a sense of caution. The ark was not merely a trophy, but a powerful symbol of the divine, demanding adherence to the laws and respect for the holiness it represented. Yet, the return of the ark did not come without its own tragedies. In a fateful moment, as the ark was being transported, a man named Uzzah reached out to steady it, fearing it might fall. In that instant, the sacredness of the ark met the mortal realm, and Uzzah paid the ultimate price for his transgression. The shock of this event rippled through the community, a stark reminder that the presence of the divine was not to be taken lightly. The Philistine captivity and the journey of the ark forged an indelible connection between two peoples, bound by faith, fear, and the enduring struggle for understanding the divine will. The ark would eventually find its place in the city of Jerusalem, but its story did not end with its return. Instead, it became a focal point of worship and reflection, a testament to the trials and tribulations faced by both the Israelites and the Philistines. In reflecting upon this tale, we must consider the lessons woven into the fabric of history. The Ark of the Covenant serves as a reminder that sacredness is not merely a matter of possession, but of understanding and reverence. Its journey through Philistine captivity illuminates the complexities of faith, the consequences of arrogance, and the profound impact of divine presence in the lives of humankind. As we conclude this chapter, let us not forget the power of the Ark, the curses it brought upon those who underestimated its significance, and the hope it restored to a people yearning for connection with the divine. The story of the Ark is a timeless reminder of the intricate dance between humanity and the sacred, a narrative that continues to resonate through the ages, inviting us to ponder our own relationships with the divine and the relics of faith that shape our lives. The air was thick with anticipation as a procession of thousands gathered, their hearts beating in unison, each pulse echoing the ancient rhythms of a long-forgotten time. The streets of Jerusalem were alive with the sound of music, the kind of music that stirs the soul and ignites a fire within. This was not just any celebration. It marked a monumental moment in the history of Israel, a return to their sacred roots, a moment of reconnection to the very essence of their faith. Picture this: a grand procession led by King David himself, a figure both revered and controversial, as he danced with unrestrained joy before the Ark of the Covenant. This was a powerful symbol of God's presence among his people, a tangible representation of the divine promise bestowed upon the Israelites. The Ark, adorned with intricate designs, shimmered in the sunlight, reflecting the hopes and dreams of a nation that had long suffered exile and despair. As David led the throng, his steps were not simply those of a king, but of a man deeply in love with his God. He wore a linen ephod, a simple garment that spoke volumes of his humility in the presence of the Almighty. Each leap and twirl was a declaration, a bold proclamation that the God of Israel was once again in their midst. The joyous cries of the people rose like incense, filling the air with a sweet aroma of worship and gratitude. But what lay behind this jubilant return? What stories were woven into the fabric of this moment? To understand the significance of David's dance before the Ark, we must journey back in time, retracing the footsteps of a people who had known both glory and despair. The Ark of the Covenant, an object of immense power and significance, had a tumultuous history. Crafted under divine instruction, it was a box made of acacia wood, overlaid with gold, containing the tablets of the law given to Moses on Mount Sinai. For generations, it had served as a reminder of God's covenant with Israel, an everlasting promise that they were his chosen people. However, the Ark's story is not without its shadows. The Israelites had lost it to the Philistines, their arch-nemeses, in a disastrous battle. For years, the Ark was held captive, a symbol of defeat and disgrace. It was only after a series of calamities befell the Philistines that they returned the Ark, realizing that it was not merely a relic, but a vessel of divine power. This act of restitution was a turning point, a whisper of hope for the Israelites who longed for revival. David, newly anointed as king, understood the profound importance of the Ark. It represented not only a physical object, but the very heart of Israel's identity. The return of the Ark to Jerusalem was therefore not merely a logistical move, but a reclaiming of the nation's spirit. The city would be the new spiritual center, a place where heaven and earth would meet. As the procession made its way through the streets, the people were not just spectators. They were participants in an ancient drama, a ritual that transcended time. The act of dancing was woven into the very fabric of their worship. It was a sacred expression of joy, a physical manifestation of love for their Creator. With each step, they echoed the stories of their ancestors, reminding themselves of their struggles and triumphs. Yet, amidst the joyous celebration, a shadow loomed. Michal, David's wife and the daughter of the previous king, looked down from her window. Her heart was heavy with disdain, a stark contrast to the jubilant crowd below. She felt embarrassment for her husband, who danced with abandon, casting aside the royal dignity expected of a king. In her eyes, David's actions bordered on the undignified, a spectacle unfit for a leader of Israel. But David, unfazed by the judgment of his wife, danced on. He understood that in that moment he was not just the king of Israel, but a servant of God. His heart was aligned with the very heartbeat of his people, and he would not allow the fear of ridicule to stifle his expression of worship. His response to Michal was firm yet humble. It was before the Lord that he danced, and if that meant appearing foolish in her eyes, so be it. His joy was rooted in something far deeper than public perception. It was a celebration of the divine presence that had returned to their midst. The Ark was finally brought into the city, and as it entered Jerusalem, the atmosphere shifted, charged with a sense of divine intimacy. The people surrounded the Ark with singing and shouting, a symphony of voices that rose to the heavens. The city itself seemed to come alive, each stone and street echoing the cries of praise and worship. This was more than a political victory. It was a spiritual renewal, a reconnection to the very essence of what it meant to be the people of God. As the ark was placed in its new home, the Tabernacle, a sense of peace enveloped the city. The longing for divine presence that had lingered for years was finally satisfied. The rituals would continue, the sacrifices offered, and the prayers lifted up. But it was in that moment, as David danced before the ark, that the people of Israel experienced a glimpse of heaven on earth. The dance was a reminder that worship is not confined to solemnity. It can be wild, expressive, and unrestrained. In the eyes of the faithful, the act of dancing before the ark became a powerful metaphor for their relationship with God, one that was vibrant, alive, and full of joy. It invited them to step beyond the shadows of their past, to embrace the light of hope and renewal. In the days that followed, the significance of that moment would echo through generations. The celebration of David's dance would become a symbol of the people's resilience, a testament to their unwavering faith in the face of adversity. It would be remembered in songs and stories, passed down from parent to child, a legacy of joy that transcended time. As we reflect on this extraordinary event, we are reminded of the importance of returning to our roots, of reclaiming the joy that comes from a deep and abiding relationship with the divine. Just as David danced before the ark, we too are called to celebrate our faith with abandon, to express our love for God in ways that are authentic and true to who we are. The story of David and the ark invites us to consider how we engage with our spirituality. Are we willing to dance, to express our joy and gratitude, even when it feels uncomfortable? Are we open to the transformative power of worship, to the possibility that our lives can be a reflection of the divine love that surrounds us? As we conclude this chapter of our journey, let us carry with us the spirit of David's dance, an invitation to live with joy, to embrace our faith boldly, and to celebrate the presence of the divine in our lives. The rhythms of worship are not merely a relic of the past, they are a vibrant expression of our ongoing story, one that continues to unfold in the hearts of those who dare to dance. What if I told you that one man's dream could reshape an entire nation? This is the story of King David, a shepherd turned ruler, whose profound desire to build a house for the Ark of the Covenant reverberated through the annals of history. Imagine a time when the presence of God was intimately tied to a wooden box, a sacred artifact that represented divine promise and guidance. As David pondered his place in this vast universe, he felt a stirring in his heart, a yearning to create a dwelling worthy of the God who had chosen him. David, a warrior and poet, had unified the tribes of Israel and established Jerusalem as the capital of his kingdom. Yet amidst the triumphs of conquest and governance, a single thought troubled him. The Ark, the symbol of God's covenant with his people, dwelled in a tent while David lived in a grand palace of cedar. The disparity gnawed at him. How could he, the king, allow the divine presence to be housed within a mere tent? It was a question of honor, of reverence, and of legacy. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the land, David sat on the balcony of his palace. The air was thick with the scent of cedar, and the distant sounds of celebration echoed through the streets. Yet his mind was elsewhere. The Ark, with its ornate construction, carried the weight of Israel's history, and it deserved a home that reflected its significance. The thought ignited a fire within him. He envisioned a majestic temple, a permanent resting place for the Ark, a structure that would stand as a testament to God's glory. But dreams, as they often do, came with their challenges. David's aspirations were met with a mix of enthusiasm and skepticism. The prophet Nathan, a trusted advisor and voice of God, listened as David poured out his heart. Nathan, initially supportive, later returned with a message that would alter the course of David's plans. "You are not the one to build a house for my name," God revealed to Nathan. Instead, the task would fall to David's son, Solomon. This revelation was not merely a denial of David's ambition. It was an affirmation of his legacy, a promise that his lineage would carry forth the dream he birthed. In the wake of Nathan's message, David experienced a whirlwind of emotions. There was a sense of disappointment, but intertwined with it was an understanding that his role was not diminished. He would not build the temple, but he could prepare for it. David dedicated himself to gathering materials, resources that would be essential for Solomon's future construction. Gold, silver, bronze, and precious stones flowed into his hands as he rallied the people. The king's desire transformed into a collective mission, uniting the nation under the banner of a grand purpose. This gathering of resources was not just about stone and metal, it was about faith and hope. Every brick, every ounce of gold was infused with the prayers and aspirations of the people. David envisioned a temple that would not only house the ark, but also serve as a spiritual epicenter for generations to come. The vision extended beyond mere architecture. It was a symbol of unity, a place where the divine met the mortal, where heaven touched earth. As the plans unfolded, David took the time to reflect on the meaning of his desire. He understood that the temple was not just about grandeur, but about fostering a deeper relationship between God and his people. In a world rife with distractions and doubts, he envisioned a sanctuary where worshippers could draw close to the divine presence. The temple would become a beacon, a place where prayers were lifted and lives transformed. In his final years, David poured his heart into the preparations. He summoned the leaders of Israel, speaking passionately about the vision for the temple. His words painted vivid images of a place adorned with beauty, filled with the sounds of worship, and echoing with the voices of those seeking connection with God. This was more than a building. It was an invitation for the people to engage with their Creator. But David's plans extended even beyond the physical structure. He understood that true worship involved the heart. He composed psalms, weaving together words of praise and devotion, which would echo through the temple's halls. These songs would become part of the fabric of Israel's worship, guiding future generations in their relationship with God. In this way, David became not only a king, but a spiritual architect, laying the foundation for a legacy intertwined with faith. As time passed, the seeds of David's desire began to blossom. Solomon, inheriting his father's vision, would eventually fulfill the promise of the temple. But the story does not end there. David's desire transcended the physical structure. It laid the groundwork for a spiritual awakening that would ripple through the ages. In the quiet moments of reflection, as the sun set over Jerusalem, David must have felt a profound sense of peace. His dream, though not realized in his lifetime, was about to take form. He had invested in something far greater than himself. The temple would stand as a testament to God's faithfulness and the enduring desire of a king who longed for a place where heaven and earth could meet. Years later, as Solomon's magnificent temple rose from the ground, it stood not just as a building, but as a culmination of a dream rooted in devotion, sacrifice, and legacy. The people gathered, witnessing the fulfillment of a vision that began with a simple desire, a desire to honor God in a way that would resonate through generations. This story, rich with layers of ambition, disappointment, and ultimate fulfillment, invites us to reflect on our own desires. What dreams do we carry in our hearts? What legacies are we building, not just for ourselves, but for those who will follow? Like David, we may not see the complete realization of our aspirations, but in our pursuit, we lay the groundwork for something greater than ourselves. As we conclude this chapter of David's journey, let us remember that sometimes our greatest contributions are not in the projects we complete, but in the dreams we inspire in others. David's desire for a house for the ark was not merely about bricks and mortar. It was a desire to draw closer to the divine, to create a space where the sacred could dwell among the people. And that, dear friends, is a legacy that transcends time, echoing in the hearts of those who seek to connect with something far greater than themselves. The ancient city of Jerusalem, a place of profound spiritual significance, cradles many stories, but none quite as captivating as that of Solomon's temple. This magnificent structure, a symbol of divine presence and glory, has long captured the imagination of believers and historians alike. Imagine a place where the ordinary meets the extraordinary, a sanctuary meticulously crafted to honor the divine, and a reflection of the aspirations of an entire nation. Solomon's temple, also known as the First Temple, stands as a testament to the faith, ambition, and artistry of a bygone era. The story begins with a king, a man renowned for his wisdom, yet burdened with the responsibilities of leadership. King Solomon, the son of David, envisioned a dwelling place for God, a structure that would embody the covenant between the divine and the chosen people. He understood that this temple would not merely be a building, it would be a sacred space where heaven and earth converged. With this vision in mind, Solomon set out to create a masterpiece that would endure through the ages. The construction of the temple was no small feat. Solomon sought the finest materials, forging alliances with neighboring kingdoms to procure what was needed. Cedar wood from Lebanon, known for its durability and beauty, was transported at great expense. The stones were hewn with precision from nearby quarries, each block carefully crafted to fit together seamlessly. This monumental endeavor required not only labor, but also an immense dedication to artistry, reflecting the splendor of the divine. As the temple began to rise, it transformed the landscape of Jerusalem. Towers and walls climbed toward the heavens, drawing the gaze of all who passed by. The temple's grandeur was unparalleled, featuring intricate carvings and gold embellishments that shimmered in the sunlight. It was said that the very air around the temple was charged with reverence, a palpable sense of the sacred that enveloped the city. Yet the temple was more than just an architectural marvel. It was a place where rituals came to life and the community gathered to worship. Sacrifices were made, prayers were offered, and the presence of God was believed to dwell within its walls. The Holy of Holies, the innermost sanctum, housed the Ark of the Covenant, an object of immense spiritual significance. For the Israelites, this was not merely a relic, it represented the very essence of their faith, a reminder of the divine promise made to their ancestors. As we delve deeper into the significance of Solomon's temple, we must grapple with the question: what made this place so special? Beyond its physical beauty, the temple was a focal point of identity for the Jewish people. It was where they came to seek forgiveness, guidance, and connection with the divine. It became a symbol of unity, a place that transcended individual differences, drawing the community together under a shared faith. However, the story of Solomon's temple is not merely one of glory and reverence. It is also a tale of fragility, laden with lessons of hubris and the inevitable passage of time. As the years turned into centuries, the fortunes of Jerusalem shifted. Invaders came and went, and the temple, once a beacon of hope, faced the threat of destruction. The Babylonian conquest in 586 BCE marked a dark chapter in this narrative, as the temple was laid waste, and the people were exiled from their homeland. The glory that once filled its halls faded into memory, leaving behind only echoes of a once vibrant faith. Yet, the spirit of Solomon's temple endured. Even in exile, the Jewish people clung to their heritage, their rituals, and their prayers. The temple was not merely a physical structure. It had become a symbol of resilience and hope. This legacy continued to inspire generations, leading to the eventual return from exile and the rebuilding of the temple, known as the Second Temple. While it may not have matched the grandeur of its predecessor, it served as a reminder of the enduring connection between the people and their faith. The Second Temple stood for centuries, becoming a central hub of Jewish life until the Romans, in their quest for power, laid siege to Jerusalem. Once again, the temple fell, leading to a profound transformation in the Jewish faith and identity. The destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE marked a pivotal moment, forcing the Jewish people to adapt and redefine their relationship with the sacred. In the aftermath, synagogues emerged as places of worship, and the focus shifted from a singular location to a more dispersed practice of faith. The memory of Solomon's temple continued to resonate, serving as a powerful symbol of longing and connection. The temple became woven into the fabric of Jewish prayer and tradition, a reminder of an era when the divine presence was believed to dwell within physical walls. As we reflect on the legacy of Solomon's temple, we are reminded of its lasting impact on the world. Its story transcends the boundaries of time and geography, influencing not only Judaism, but also the broader tapestry of religious thought. The longing for a restored temple has persisted through centuries, shaping the hopes and prayers of countless individuals. Today, the Western Wall, a remnant of the Second Temple, stands as a poignant symbol of that enduring connection. Pilgrims from around the globe visit this sacred site, drawn by a desire to touch the past and connect with the divine. The prayers whispered into the crevices of the ancient stones carry the weight of history, echoing the longings of those who came before. In exploring the story of Solomon's temple, we uncover a narrative rich with lessons about faith, resilience, and the human spirit's quest for connection. This ancient edifice, once a resting place of glory, continues to inspire and evoke reflection, reminding us that the sacred is not merely a physical space, but a profound experience that transcends the ages. As we conclude this chapter, let us carry forward the essence of Solomon's temple, a legacy that invites us to seek beauty, to honor our traditions, and to find sacred spaces in our own lives. The story of this temple is not merely a relic of the past. It lives on in the hearts of those who seek the divine, reminding us all of the enduring quest for meaning in a world that is ever-changing. Throughout the ages, humankind has been captivated by the divine, the ethereal, and the mysteries that lie beyond our earthly existence. Among the myriad of celestial beings that have graced our imaginations, few are as evocative and powerful as the cherubim. Picture, if you will, their majestic forms adorned with shimmering gold, their wings stretching out like the very fabric of the heavens. Today, we delve into the enigmatic world of the cherubim of gold, guardians of the divine throne, symbols of divine presence and harbingers of both protection and judgment. The cherubim appear in the ancient texts of the Bible, their presence a testament to a spiritual realm that is both awe-inspiring and intimidating. They are not merely decorative figures in religious art, they are powerful entities tasked with the guardianship of the sacred. In the book of Exodus, we encounter the detailed instructions given to Moses for the construction of the Ark of the Covenant. Within this holy vessel, the cherubim are commanded to be crafted from pure gold, their wings arching over the mercy seat, the very place where God's presence would dwell among his people. As we explore this fascinating narrative, we must ask ourselves, what do these winged guardians represent? Why were they chosen to adorn the ark, and what do their golden forms reveal about the relationship between the divine and humanity? The cherubim serve not only as protectors, but also as messengers, bridging the gap between heaven and earth. Their intricate design speaks to the craftsmanship of ancient artisans who sought to capture the divine essence in a material form, a physical manifestation of the spiritual realities they embodied. Imagine the scene, a bustling workshop filled with skilled craftsmen, their hands deftly carving and molding metal, their hearts attuned to the sacred task at hand. Each stroke of the hammer, each turn of the chisel, is an act of devotion, a prayer infused into the very fabric of the cherubim. The artisans would have felt the weight of significance as they created these celestial beings, understanding that they were not simply creating art, but crafting a connection to the divine. The gold used in the creation of the cherubim speaks volumes about their importance. Gold has long been associated with purity, divinity, and eternal value. In the sacred context, it represents not just material wealth, but the very essence of what is heavenly. The cherubim, gleaming in their golden glory, become symbols of the divine light that pierces through the darkness of human existence, illuminating the path toward the sacred. As we turn our attention to the imagery of wings, we begin to understand the multifaceted nature of the cherubim. Wings have always been a potent symbol across cultures, representing freedom, transcendence, and the ability to soar above the earthly realm. The cherubim, with their vast wingspans, embody the message that the divine is ever present, watching over creation with unwavering vigilance. When the temple was constructed, the wings of the cherubim not only shielded the mercy seat, but also signified the encompassing presence of God, enveloping his people with love and protection. In the heart of the temple, the cherubim were not merely passive observers, they were active participants in the worship of the Almighty. Their presence signified that the sacred space was alive with divine energy, a place where heaven met earth. The faithful would enter the temple, their hearts filled with reverence, knowing that they stood before the very throne of God, flanked by these majestic beings. The sight of the cherubim would have evoked a sense of awe and wonder, reminding the worshippers of the magnificence of the divine. As we continue to unravel the layers of meaning surrounding the cherubim, we find ourselves drawn into the larger narrative of the covenant between God and humanity. The Ark of the Covenant, with its cherubim, was not just a physical object. It was a symbol of the promise that God made to his people, a promise of presence, protection, and guidance. The cherubim were the living reminders of this covenant, their golden forms reflecting the light of God's faithfulness throughout generations. In the prophetic visions of Ezekiel, the imagery of the cherubim expands even further. The prophet describes a vision of 4 living creatures, each adorned with wings and faces that evoke a sense of the divine mystery. These beings are not just guardians, they are dynamic and powerful, embodying the essence of creation itself. The wheels within wheels, the luminous appearance, the fire. Ezekiel's vision captures the complexity and majesty of the divine, urging us to contemplate the multifaceted nature of God's creation. But what happens when we take the concept of the cherubim beyond the pages of Scripture? Throughout history, their imagery has found its way into art, literature, and popular culture. From Renaissance paintings to modern interpretations, the cherubim have continued to inspire awe and provoke thought. Artists have sought to capture their essence, attempting to portray not just their physicality, but the spiritual significance they carry. In many ways, the cherubim challenge us to reflect on our own understanding of the divine. They invite us to consider the ways in which we perceive the sacred in our lives. Are there moments when we feel the presence of something greater than ourselves? Are there times when we sense the protective wings of the divine enveloping us during our struggles? The cherubim remind us that we are never truly alone. Even in our darkest moments, there exists a divine presence that watches over us, guiding us toward light and hope. As we draw nearer to the conclusion of our exploration, let us return to the imagery of the throne, the place where the cherubim serve as guardians. The throne symbolizes authority, power, and governance. In the biblical narrative, the throne of God is a place of judgment and mercy, a place where justice is met with grace. The cherubim, with their majestic wings, stand as sentinels of this throne, reminding us of the balance between justice and love in the divine nature. In a world often overshadowed by chaos and uncertainty, the cherubim of gold offer us a glimpse of hope. They remind us that the divine is not distant or detached. Rather, it is intimately involved in the tapestry of our lives. Their wings invite us to lift our gaze, to seek the sacred in the ordinary, and to recognize the beauty that surrounds us. As we conclude this chapter of our journey, let us carry with us the image of the cherubim, golden guardians of the divine throne, messengers of hope and symbols of the eternal covenant between God and humanity. May their wings inspire us to soar above our limitations, to embrace the light of the divine, and to share that light with the world around us. In the presence of the cherubim, we are reminded that we are part of a much larger story, one that transcends time and space, reaching into the very heart of creation itself. Imagine, if you will, a moment when the air feels thick with anticipation, when time seems to stretch and bend, and a powerful presence envelops you. This is the Shekinah, the manifestation of the divine in our world, often described as the very essence of God's presence among humanity. Today, we embark on an exploration of this profound concept, tracing its origins, significance, and the transformative power it holds for countless believers across generations. The term Shekinah itself derives from a Hebrew root meaning to dwell. It evokes the image of a divine presence that is not distant or detached, but instead intimately involved with the world and its inhabitants. This understanding invites us to contemplate our relationship with the divine and the ways in which we seek connection with something greater than ourselves. Throughout history, the Shekinah has appeared in various forms, often symbolizing the glory of God. In the Hebrew Bible, it is described as a cloud or light that fills the tabernacle, guiding the Israelites through the wilderness and resting above the Ark of the Covenant. This imagery serves as a powerful reminder that the divine is not merely a concept to be theorized, but a tangible reality that can be experienced. As we delve deeper into the concept of Shekinah, we find it woven into the fabric of Jewish mysticism, particularly within the Kabbalistic tradition. Mystics speak of the Shekinah as the feminine aspect of God, embodying compassion and nurturing qualities. This perspective invites a richer understanding of the divine, challenging traditional notions of God as solely male or authoritative. It reminds us that the divine presence is multifaceted, capable of resonating with the diverse experiences of humanity. But what does this mean for individuals today? For many, the Shekinah represents hope and comfort. In times of distress, when the world feels chaotic and overwhelming, believers look to the Shekinah as a guiding light, a beacon of peace that reassures them of God's unwavering presence. It becomes a source of strength, a reminder that they are never truly alone. Consider the countless stories of people who have felt the Shekinah in their lives, from moments of profound personal revelation to experiences of communal worship. The presence of the divine has a way of transforming ordinary situations into extraordinary encounters. The Shekinah becomes a catalyst for change, inviting individuals to step beyond their limitations and engage with the world in new and meaningful ways. In the Christian tradition, the notion of the Shekinah takes on new dimensions. As believers reflect on the life of Jesus, they often recognize the embodiment of the divine presence in his teachings, actions, and ultimate sacrifice. The New Testament narratives echo the same themes of God dwelling among us, encapsulated in the promise that Christ would be with his followers until the end of the age. This continuity between the Shekinah of the Old Testament and the presence of Christ in the New Testament serves to deepen our understanding of God's relentless pursuit of a relationship with humanity. Throughout the centuries, the presence of the Shekinah has inspired countless works of art, music, and literature. Artists have sought to capture the ineffable beauty of this divine encounter, while musicians have composed melodies that echo the longing for connection with the divine. Each brushstroke, each note, becomes a testament to the transformative power of experiencing the Shekinah in our lives. Yet, the exploration of Shekinah is not confined to religious settings. In our secular world, many continue to seek the divine in nature, in acts of kindness, and in moments of profound connection with others. The experience of Shekinah transcends traditional religious boundaries, inviting everyone to partake in the sense of wonder and awe that comes from recognizing the sacred in the everyday. As we turn our gaze to the role of community in fostering a sense of the Shekinah, we see how collective experiences of worship can amplify the divine presence. Gathered together in shared rituals, prayers, and songs, communities create an atmosphere ripe for the Shekinah to dwell among them. These moments of unity and shared purpose remind us of our interconnectedness, reinforcing the idea that the divine presence is not just an individual experience, but a communal one as well. This sense of community takes on even greater significance in times of crisis. When faced with loss, uncertainty, or despair, the collective experience of Shekinah can provide solace and strength. Gathered in prayer, individuals often feel the weight of their burdens lifted as they share in the presence of the divine together. It is in these moments that the Shekinah shines brightest, illuminating the path forward and reminding us of the resilience of the human spirit. In the context of modern spirituality, the Shekinah continues to resonate with those seeking deeper meaning in their lives. Practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and contemplative prayer are ways in which individuals cultivate awareness of the divine presence. By quieting the mind and opening the heart, many find themselves more attuned to the Shekinah, experiencing moments of clarity, peace, and connection that transcend the chaos of daily life. Yet, the journey to experiencing the Shekinah is not without its challenges. Doubt, fear, and disconnection can cloud our ability to perceive the divine presence. In a world that often prioritizes the material over the spiritual, the pursuit of Shekinah can feel daunting. How do we navigate our doubts while still longing for that sense of divine connection? This question is central to the human experience, one that has been echoed throughout history. Throughout biblical texts, we discover characters who grapple with their faith, facing moments of uncertainty and despair. Yet, it is often in these very struggles that the Shekinah becomes most palpable. It is in the wrestling with doubt, the questioning of one's beliefs, that a deeper understanding of the divine presence emerges. The journey toward experiencing the Shekinah is one of authenticity. It invites us to embrace our vulnerabilities as we seek connection with the divine. As we reflect on the Shekinah, we are reminded that it is not a destination, but an ongoing journey. Each moment holds the potential for divine encounter, an opportunity to pause and recognize the presence of God in our lives. Whether through the beauty of nature, the laughter of loved ones, or the stillness of prayer, the Shekinah invites us to engage fully with the world around us. In closing, the Shekinah is a profound testament to the nature of God's relationship with humanity. It bridges the gap between the divine and the mundane, offering us glimpses of hope, love, and connection. As we navigate the complexities of life, may we remain open to the presence of the Shekinah, allowing it to guide us, comfort us, and inspire us on our journey. The dance of the divine is ever present, waiting for us to join in, to engage, and to embrace the beauty of God's presence in our lives. Let us step into that presence with courage and faith, ready to experience the transformative power of the Shekinah. What if I told you that a simple box, crafted from acacia wood and covered in gold, held the key to an ancient covenant between humanity and the divine? This is the story of the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred symbol that transcends time, echoing the voices of prophets and the weight of promises made long ago. As we embark on this journey, prepare to explore the depths of a narrative that intertwines faith, power, and the unbreakable bonds that shape our existence. The Ark of the Covenant, often depicted as an ornate chest, was not merely a physical object. It represented the very essence of the relationship between God and his people. According to biblical accounts, this extraordinary artifact contained the stone tablets inscribed with the Ten Commandments, the divine laws given to Moses on Mount Sinai. It was more than a container. It was a living testament to the covenant that defined a nation and set the moral compass for generations. Imagine a time when this sacred object was not just a relic of the past, but a central figure in the spiritual lives of a people striving to understand their place in the world. Picture the moment the ark was completed, painstakingly crafted by skilled artisans under the divine guidance of God. It was adorned with cherubim, their wings outstretched in a protective embrace over the mercy seat, a place believed to be where God would dwell among his people. The ark was a physical manifestation of divine presence, a bridge between the earthly realm and the heavens above. It was carried into battle, held in reverence during worship, and even treated with a profound respect that bordered on fear. The Israelites understood that to possess the ark was to be in the direct favor of God, a source of strength and guidance as they navigated the tumultuous waters of their existence. As we delve deeper into this narrative, we encounter the prophets, figures who emerged from the shadows of history, embodying the voice of God. Their stories are woven into the fabric of the ark's legacy. Each prophet, from Moses to Samuel, carried the weight of their message, often delivering it with a sense of urgency. They were the intermediaries, tasked with reminding the people of their covenant with God, urging them to remain faithful amidst trials and tribulations. The ark, in many ways, served as a focal point for these prophetic messages, a living reminder of the divine expectations placed upon the people. One cannot discuss the ark without mentioning its tumultuous journey through history. After the Israelites settled in the Promised Land, the ark found its home in the Tabernacle, a mobile sanctuary that accompanied the people through decades of wandering. It was here that the ark became a symbol of stability amid uncertainty, a sacred treasure guarded fiercely by those entrusted with its care. Yet, the narrative takes a dramatic turn when the Israelites, in their quest for power, decided to take the ark into battle against the Philistines. This decision would lead to devastating consequences, revealing the fragile nature of their faith. The Battle of Aphek was a turning point. The Israelites, confident in their military might and the protective presence of the ark, suffered a crushing defeat. The ark was captured, and with it, the Israelites' sense of security was shattered. The Philistines, believing they had triumphed over the God of Israel, brought the ark into their cities, only to be met with calamity and destruction. The narrative unfolds like a gripping tale of hubris and consequence, reminding us that the divine cannot be manipulated for earthly gain. As the ark returned to the Israelites, it brought with it a renewed understanding of the covenant. The people were reminded that they could not treat the sacred lightly. This is where the prophets played a crucial role, guiding the nation back to its roots. They urged the people to repent, to seek genuine worship, and to recognize the gravity of their relationship with God. The ark became a catalyst for renewal, a call to return to the foundational principles that had guided them from the start. Fast forward to the reign of King David, a pivotal figure in the narrative of the ark. David, a man after God's own heart, understood the significance of the ark and sought to bring it to Jerusalem, establishing it as the centerpiece of worship. Imagine the fervor surrounding this moment, the streets filled with people, the music of celebration echoing through the air, and the ark being transported with reverence and joy. The city of David became a sanctuary, a new home for the divine presence among his people. However, even in this moment of triumph, the story does not shy away from complexity. The account of Uzzah, who reached out to steady the ark as it stumbled, serves as a poignant reminder of the sanctity of the sacred. His tragic fate, struck down for his irreverence, underscores the seriousness with which the Israelites were to approach the divine. It was a lesson in humility, a clarion call to understand that the covenant was not merely a contract, but a profound relationship that demanded respect, fidelity, and awe. The Ark of the Covenant continued to be a symbol of hope and a reminder of God's promises. It was a source of inspiration for the prophets who came after David, including Nathan and Jeremiah, who urged the people to remain faithful and to heed the divine words echoed through the ages. These prophets carried the mantle of responsibility, ensuring that the covenant remained alive in the hearts of the people. Their voices resonated with urgency, calling out against injustice and idolatry, reminding the Israelites of their identity as the chosen people. As we journey through this narrative, we must acknowledge the Ark's eventual disappearance from the historical record. The Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem marked a significant turning point. The Ark, once central to the worship and identity of the Israelites, vanished from view. Its fate is shrouded in mystery, sparking countless theories and legends. Some believe it was hidden away, a treasure preserved for a future time. Others speculate it was lost to history, a poignant reminder of what once was. Yet even in its absence, the legacy of the Ark persists, continuing to inspire faith and reverence. The Ark of the Covenant is more than a mere artifact. It is a symbol of covenant, a testament to the relationship between the divine and humanity. It serves as a reminder that our actions carry weight, that our faith must be rooted in sincerity, and that the promises made in the sacred are worth honoring. The prophets, with their unwavering commitment to truth, guide us through the complexities of faith, urging us to recognize the enduring nature of our covenant with the divine. As we reflect on this rich tapestry of history, let us carry forward the lessons learned from the Ark and the prophets. They remind us that our journey is not merely about the destination, but the relationships we build along the way. The Ark, once a physical manifestation of God's presence, now lives on in our hearts and minds, calling us to a deeper understanding of faith, love, and the sacred bonds that unite us all. In the annals of history, few cities have captured the imagination quite like Babylon. It rose and fell, a phoenix among ruins, leaving behind whispers of its grandeur. But what if I told you that the shadows of Babylon still linger? What if the lessons learned from its splendor and its demise continue to shape our world today? As we embark on this journey through Chapter 16, Babylon approaches, shadows of exile, prepare to delve into a narrative steeped in intrigue, ambition, and the eternal quest for power. Long before the modern age, Babylon stood as a beacon of civilization, art, and culture. Its walls, towering and majestic, encased a society brimming with innovation and intellect. The Hanging Gardens, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, were said to have flourished within its confines, a testament to human ingenuity. Yet amid this beauty lay a darker narrative, one of conquest, exile, and the fragile nature of power. As we explore the depths of Babylon's storied past, let us first consider the great king, Nebuchadnezzar II. His reign was marked by military conquests and monumental construction projects, transforming Babylon into a powerhouse of the ancient world. But beneath the surface of his achievements lay a looming question. What drives a leader to seek glory at such a cost? Nebuchadnezzar's ambition led him to wage wars that would scatter the inhabitants of Jerusalem, leading to the exile of countless souls. Their stories, rich with sorrow and resilience, resonate even today, echoing the struggles of displaced peoples across the globe. Imagine the moment the Babylonian army breached the walls of Jerusalem. The chaos, the despair, and the heart-wrenching cries of a city under siege. Families torn apart, children lost in the tumult. As the temple was razed and its sacred artifacts taken to Babylon, a profound cultural and spiritual wound was inflicted, one that would take generations to heal. The captured Israelites, once proud and free, found themselves in a foreign land, grappling with their identity and faith. Yet, it was in this crucible of exile that a new chapter began to unfold. The resilience of the displaced people became a powerful narrative of survival. They adapted to their new surroundings, blending their customs with those of their captors, creating a rich tapestry of culture that would influence both Babylon and its exiles. Through storytelling, prayer, and the preservation of their traditions, they forged an identity that would triumph over adversity. As we delve deeper into this tale, we encounter the prophetic voices that emerged during this tumultuous time. Figures like Jeremiah and Ezekiel spoke not only of doom, but also of hope. They urged their people to find strength in their faith, to seek peace in a land of captivity. Their words, powerful and poignant, resonate through the ages, reminding us that even in the darkest of times there is a flicker of light to guide us. The shadows of Babylon extend beyond its walls, reaching into the hearts of those who experienced its grandeur and its tyranny. As we examine the cultural exchanges that unfolded in the wake of exile, we uncover a paradox. The very city that once sought to dominate became a crucible of innovation and thought, influenced by the ideas and beliefs of those it sought to conquer. The blending of cultures gave rise to advancements in science, philosophy, and religious thought, shaping the very foundations of Western civilization. Transitioning from the past to the present, we can see that the lessons of Babylon remain relevant. The quest for power, the impact of displacement, and the resilience of the human spirit are themes that continue to resonate today. In our modern world, we witness the complexities of migration and the struggles of communities torn apart by conflict. Such narratives echo the experiences of those ancient exiles, reminding us that history is not merely a collection of dates and events, but a living testament to the human experience. As we draw closer to the end of our exploration, let us reflect on what Babylon teaches us about our own times. The city's rise and fall serve as a cautionary tale about the consequences of unchecked ambition. The allure of power can blind even the most brilliant of leaders, leading them to make choices that can ripple through generations. Yet we also see the power of resilience, how communities can adapt, thrive, and emerge stronger in the face of adversity. In our increasingly interconnected world, the shadows of Babylon remind us of our shared humanity. The stories of the exiled Israelites, and indeed all displaced peoples, compel us to engage with compassion and understanding. As we grapple with the challenges of our era, we must strive to learn from history, ensuring that the cycles of conquest and exile do not repeat themselves. As we conclude this chapter, let us carry forward the lessons of Babylon. Its shadows may linger, but they also illuminate our path toward a future marked by empathy and cooperation. The echoes of the past are not just reminders of what once was. They are calls to action, urging us to build a world where the stories of the exiled do not end in despair, but rather inspire hope and unity. Thank you for joining this exploration of Chap 16, Babylon Approaches, Shadows of Exile. As we turn the page on this chapter, let us remain vigilant, drawing strength from the narratives of those who came before us, ensuring that their stories continue to guide us in our collective journey through time. Imagine a world where a sacred artifact vanishes without a trace, leaving behind only whispers and legends. The Ark of the Covenant, a divine container said to hold the very essence of a covenant between God and humanity, has captivated the imagination of scholars, theologians, and adventurers for centuries. Today, we delve into the enigma of the Ark's disappearance, exploring the historical, spiritual, and cultural dimensions that have woven this ancient relic into the fabric of human history. The Ark is described in the book of Exodus as a wooden chest overlaid with gold, adorned with cherubim on its lid, known as the mercy seat. It was believed to contain the stone tablets inscribed with the 10 Commandments a symbol of divine law and guidance. But as we turn the pages of history, we find ourselves faced with a profound mystery. Where did the Ark go after it left the pages of the Bible? For centuries, it was believed to have been housed in the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem, a magnificent structure that stood as the center of Jewish worship. But in 586 BCE, the Babylonians invaded Jerusalem, dismantling the temple and scattering its treasures. The Ark, a symbol of divine presence and protection, suddenly became a ghost in the annals of history. Did it fall into the hands of invaders, or was it hidden away, carefully safeguarded by those who understood its significance? As we delve deeper into the historical context, we encounter a tapestry of stories that emerge from this loss. The Maccabees, fierce warriors who fought for Jewish independence, spoke of the Ark in their writings, suggesting that it was hidden away to protect it from foreign hands. This idea of concealment resonates through time, igniting the imagination of treasure hunters and historians alike. Yet the narrative of the Ark's disappearance is not limited to ancient texts. The legendary quest for the Ark has inspired countless expeditions, driven by the belief that its discovery could unlock profound spiritual truths and illuminate the mysteries of faith. Explorers like Hiram Abif, a character steeped in Masonic legend, and even modern archaeologists have scoured the sands of time hoping to uncover the Ark's resting place. In Ethiopia, a particularly compelling chapter of this story emerges. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church claims to possess the true Ark of the Covenant, housed within the Church of St. Mary of Zion in Aksum. According to tradition, it was brought to Ethiopia by Menelik II, the son of the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. The Church guards this sacred relic with utmost reverence, but access is strictly forbidden to outsiders. Could this be the actual Ark, or merely a piece of a much larger historical puzzle? The tale of the Ark's disappearance is also interwoven with the rise of Christianity. Early Christians viewed the Ark as a precursor to the ultimate covenant, embodied in the figure of Jesus Christ. This theological interpretation suggests that the Ark's significance transcends its physical existence. It becomes a symbol of faith and divine promise. As we traverse through the ages, we find that the quest for the Ark has not only been a journey of exploration, but also one of spiritual significance. The search for the Ark reflects a deeper yearning for connection with the divine. Cultures around the world have sought out sacred relics, believing that their presence can bring blessings, protection, and insight. The Ark, shrouded in mystery, stands as a poignant reminder of humanity's quest for meaning and understanding. Yet, as we navigate this rich tapestry of history, we must confront the reality that the Ark may never be found. The absence of concrete evidence has led to a myriad of theories and speculations. Some suggest that it was hidden in a secret cave, lost among the mountains of Jerusalem, while others posit that it was destroyed in the fires of war or even taken to heaven. Each theory adds another layer to the enigma, further entwining the Ark into the lore of human existence. As we move forward, let us consider the implications of this mystery. The Ark of the Covenant, whether a historical artifact or a symbol of faith, serves as a mirror reflecting our own aspirations, desires, and fears. In a world where so much is uncertain, the search for the Ark encapsulates our longing for connection with the sacred. In contemporary times, the quest for the Ark has been depicted in popular culture, from movies to literature. These representations often amplify the allure of the Ark, portraying it as a powerful relic that can alter the course of destiny. Yet, beneath these fictional narratives lies a profound truth. The Ark's true power may not lie in its physical form, but rather in the stories it has inspired and the faith it continues to evoke. As we consider the fate of the Ark, we find ourselves in a modern world that still grapples with the question of what it means to believe. The disappearance of the Ark challenges us to reflect on our own spiritual journeys. Perhaps the Ark's mystery is not meant to be solved, but rather embraced as part of the human experience, an invitation to explore the unknown and seek the divine in our lives. Throughout history, the Ark of the Covenant has been a symbol of divine presence, a beacon of hope and faith amidst uncertainty. Its disappearance reminds us that sometimes the most profound truths are found not in the answers we seek, but in the questions themselves. As we draw closer to the conclusion of our exploration, we invite you to ponder: what does the Ark mean to you? How does its story resonate within the depths of your own beliefs and aspirations? In closing, the Ark of the Covenant remains a powerful testament to the enduring human quest for meaning, faith, and connection. Whether it is a mere relic of the past or a symbol of something greater, its legacy continues to inspire and challenge us. The mystery of its disappearance may never be fully unraveled, but in that very uncertainty lies a unique opportunity for reflection, exploration, and spiritual growth. As we continue to navigate this journey, let the story of the Ark guide us in our pursuit of understanding, connection, and the sacred. What do you imagine when you think of a priest? A figure of piety, perhaps, or a beacon of moral guidance in a community? Yet, beneath the sacred robes and solemn expressions lies a complex tapestry of secrecy, whispers, and hidden truths. In this chapter, we delve into the intriguing world of the theories of hiding, specifically focusing on priests and the enigmatic ways in which they navigate the realms of secrecy. Throughout history, the role of priests has been multifaceted. They are seen as intermediaries between the divine and the mundane, tasked with guiding the faithful while often guarding their own secrets. The duality of their existence raises profound questions. What do they hide? Why do they choose secrecy over transparency? And how does this shape their interactions with the world around them? Consider the early days of organized religion. The priesthood was not just a spiritual calling, it was a powerful position. Those who held such authority were often privy to the most profound mysteries of life and death, knowledge that could elevate them above the ordinary populace. Yet, with such power came the burden of secrecy. The sacred texts were often shrouded in complex allegories and coded language, accessible only to a select few. This practice of hiding knowledge from the masses served to reinforce the priest's authority, creating a divide between the sacred and the secular. But what exactly are the theories of hiding in this context? One compelling notion is that secrecy acts as a safeguard for the priest's own vulnerabilities. They too are human, grappling with the same fears, doubts, and moral dilemmas as their congregants. By concealing their struggles, they maintain an aura of infallibility, a facade that can be both comforting and isolating. This dichotomy between the public persona and private self can lead to a profound sense of loneliness, even among those who are seen as spiritual leaders. As we explore this theme further, we encounter the concept of the hidden life. Many priests adopt a lifestyle that emphasizes detachment from worldly concerns, immersing themselves in prayer, study, and community service. Yet, within this seemingly noble pursuit, there lies a complexity. The very act of withdrawing from the noise of the world can lead to a form of hiding, masking the realities of their personal lives. The struggles they face, be it temptation, doubt, or personal crises, often go unspoken, creating a chasm between their inner experiences and outward expressions. An intriguing aspect of this narrative emerges when we consider the historical practices of the priesthood across various cultures. In ancient Egypt, for instance, priests played crucial roles in the rituals surrounding death and the afterlife. Their knowledge of sacred rites and the esoteric elements of the afterlife was closely guarded, often passed down through generations in secrecy. The priests were the gatekeepers of this knowledge, ensuring that it remained within a select circle. Moving forward in time, we encounter the Christian tradition, which too has its own secrets. The sacrament of confession is a prime example. The act of confessing sins to a priest is steeped in secrecy, creating a sacred bond that transcends the ordinary. The priest becomes a vessel through which the penitent seeks forgiveness. Yet this practice also raises questions about the nature of secrecy itself. What happens to the confessor's burden? Does the priest carry these secrets, and how does it affect their own spiritual journey? The Protestant Reformation introduced a seismic shift in the landscape of religious secrecy. With the emphasis on personal faith and direct access to God, many of the traditional roles of the priesthood were challenged. Yet, even within this newfound freedom, the theory of hiding persisted. Clergy found themselves grappling with the implications of their own authority as congregants began to question the need for intermediaries. This tension between transparency and authority continues to resonate today as modern religious leaders confront the challenges of maintaining credibility in an age of information. As we traverse this rich tapestry of secrecy and revelation, we must also confront the darker aspects of the priesthood. The scandals that have rocked various religious institutions over the years reveal a troubling pattern of hidden truths. The very structures that were meant to protect and guide have, at times, become enablers of wrongdoing. The silence surrounding abuse, misconduct, and betrayal speaks to the profound impact of secrecy on the lives of individuals and communities alike. These revelations challenge us to reconsider the role of priests as both protectors and potential perpetrators, complicating the narratives we have come to accept. Why do priests choose to hide? The reasons are manifold. Fear of judgment, the desire to maintain authority, and the instinct to protect one's own vulnerabilities all play a role. In many cases, the act of hiding is not merely a personal choice, but a cultural expectation. The weight of tradition can create an environment where openness is seen as weakness. The result is a cycle of silence that perpetuates both individual and collective suffering. Yet, even amidst this complexity, there are moments of profound vulnerability and honesty that shine through the shadows. Many priests have begun to break the silence, sharing their own struggles, doubts, and failures with their congregations. This shift towards transparency reflects a growing recognition of the importance of authenticity in spiritual leadership. By embracing their own humanity, these priests forge deeper connections with those they serve, creating a space where vulnerability is met with compassion. As we reflect on the theories of hiding, it becomes clear that the journey of a priest is not solely one of authority and power. It is also a path of profound complexity, marked by the tension between public expectation and private experience. The secrets they carry are not merely burdens, but reflections of their humanity, shaping their identities and the communities they serve. Secrecy, then, is not an end in itself, but a pathway to understanding. It invites us to explore the depths of our own lives, to confront the things we hide, and to acknowledge the shared struggles that bind us together. In recognizing the humanity of priests, we also come to see the humanity within ourselves, creating a space for healing and connection that transcends the boundaries of secrecy. Through this journey into the theories of hiding, we are reminded that every story, whether spoken or concealed, holds the potential for transformation. The act of unveiling the hidden aspects of life can lead to profound insights, fostering a deeper sense of empathy and understanding. As we continue to explore the intricate relationship between secrecy and spiritual leadership, we invite you to consider your own narratives and the ways in which they shape your journey. In the end, the story of priests in secrecy is not just a tale of hiding, but a celebration of the human spirit's resilience. It is a reminder that within every shadow lies the possibility of light, waiting to be discovered. As we navigate this landscape, let us embrace the complexities of our own stories and recognize that in our shared humanity, we find the courage to emerge from the shadows and into the light. The sun dips low over the horizon, casting a golden glow on the ancient banks of the Nile, where the echoes of history whisper through the sands. Here, in a land steeped in mystery and myth, lies Elephantine Island, a place that has captivated the imagination of explorers, archaeologists, and historians alike. What secrets does this small island hold? What connections does it share with one of the most revered religious artifacts in human history, the Ark of the Covenant? As we embark on this journey, we delve into the rich tapestry of Elephantine's past, exploring how this seemingly unassuming location has become a pivotal point in the search for the Ark. Its name, derived from the Greek word for elephant, evokes images of grandeur and strength. But beneath this veneer lies a story of ancient civilization, trade, and the intersection of cultures that have shaped the narrative of the Ark itself. Elephantine Island served as a vital trading post in antiquity, a bustling hub where Egyptian, Nubian, and later Jewish cultures converged. Here, merchants exchanged not just goods, but ideas and beliefs, fostering a melting pot of traditions. Archaeological evidence reveals that the island was home to a Jewish community that thrived alongside their Egyptian neighbors. This unique coexistence provides fertile ground for exploring the possibility that the Ark of the Covenant, described in the Hebrew Bible as a sacred container for the tablets of the Ten Commandments, once found its resting place in this vibrant locale. The Ark, with its ornate design and profound significance, has been the subject of countless stories and speculations. It is said to embody the divine presence, a physical manifestation of God's covenant with the Israelites. The journey of the Ark is fraught with mystery, from its construction under Moses' direction to its disappearance after the Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem. As we investigate the links between Elephantine and the Ark, we find ourselves drawn into a world of ancient texts, archaeological discoveries, and the enduring quest for religious truth. Scholars have long debated the Ark's fate, theorizing various locations where it might have been hidden or lost. Some suggest it was concealed beneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, while others believe it may have been taken to Ethiopia, where the Ethiopian Orthodox Church claims to possess it. However, the evidence from Elephantine Island presents a compelling case that compels us to reconsider the narrative. At the heart of our exploration lies a series of papyrus documents unearthed in the early 20th century, which shed light on the Jewish community that thrived on Elephantine. These texts, dating back to the 5th century BCE, reveal a fascinating glimpse into their lives, beliefs, and practices. Among them is a letter that requests permission to build a temple dedicated to Yahweh, a clear indication of their devotion and the significance of their faith in this distant land. This temple, scholars argue, may have echoed the design and purpose of the Jerusalem temple, suggesting a continuity of worship and perhaps a connection to the Ark itself. As we sift through the layers of history, we encounter another tantalizing clue: the existence of an ancient shrine dedicated to the worship of Yahweh on Elephantine. This shrine, excavated in the early 1900s, contained altars and artifacts that bear witness to the religious practices of the Jewish community. Its proximity to the Nile and the strategic location of the island suggest not only a place of worship, but also a sanctuary where the Ark could have been safeguarded during tumultuous times. Imagine the scene: a group of priests, cloaked in ceremonial robes, performing rituals to honor their god. The Ark, perhaps, resting within this sacred space. The air thick with incense, the sound of chants blending with the gentle lapping of the Nile against the shore. A moment suspended in time, echoing the divine connection that the Ark represented. The deeper we dive into the archaeology of Elephantine, the more we uncover potential links to the Ark's journey through history. The island's strategic position allowed it to serve as a haven for displaced peoples, including those fleeing the turmoil of Jerusalem. Could it be that the Ark, in its time of need, found refuge here, hidden from invading forces, safeguarded by those who revered it? The story takes another intriguing turn when we consider the broader implications of the Ark's presence. The worship of Yahweh on Elephantine was not an isolated phenomenon. It mirrored a significant aspect of Jewish life during the Persian period. The Jewish community here maintained their identity and religious practices while navigating the complexities of life in a foreign land. The connection between the Ark and this community raises questions about the Ark's role beyond mere artifact. Was it a symbol of hope and continuity for those in exile? As we piece together this puzzle, we must also confront the historical context in which these events unfolded. The Persian Empire's influence in the region created a unique environment where different cultures coexisted, often intertwining. The practice of religion often transcended mere worship, becoming a means of cultural exchange and adaptation. The Ark's significance may have evolved in this melting pot, as it became a beacon of identity for the Jewish people amidst the uncertainties of diaspora life. The legacy of Elephantine Island continues to resonate today, not only as a site of historical importance, but also as a reminder of the enduring quest for understanding our past. The exploration of the Ark and its possible connections to this ancient community invites us to reflect on the nature of faith, identity, and the significance of sacred relics in human history. In this narrative, we find a deeper understanding of the Ark of the Covenant, a story that transcends borders, cultures, and centuries. As we close this chapter, we are left with more questions than answers, each one a thread woven into the rich tapestry of human experience. What other mysteries lie beneath the sands of Elephantine? What other stories await discovery in the annals of history, ready to reshape our understanding of the past? As we venture forth, let us carry the whispers of Elephantine with us, echoing through time, reminders of an ancient civilization, the resilience of faith, and the unending pursuit of truth. The Ark, a symbol of divine promise, continues to inspire and intrigue, beckoning us to explore its legacy, even as the sands of time shift and reshape our understanding of what once was. Imagine a land where ancient stones whisper secrets of a bygone era, where the shadows of towering obelisks stretch across the desert sands and the echoes of a once great civilization resonate through the ages. This is Ethiopia, a country rich in history, culture, and acclaim that has sparked debates and discussions across the globe. Today, we delve into Ethiopia's claim to the ancient city of Aksum and the enigmatic guardians who once protected its legacy. Aksum, a name that conjures images of grandeur and mystique, was the heart of one of the most powerful empires in the ancient world. The kingdom of Aksum thrived from the 1st to the 7th centuries, serving as a hub of trade, culture, and religion. But what makes Aksum so significant? It is not merely its impressive architectural feats, like the towering stelae that punctuate its landscape, or the ruins of its once magnificent palaces. Rather, it is the story of a civilization that intertwined with the rise of Christianity in Africa, a narrative that has shaped Ethiopia's identity for centuries. As we explore this ancient city, let us first turn our attention to the legendary obelisks that stand tall against the azure sky. These monumental structures, crafted from solid granite, are more than just impressive relics. They are tombstones, markers of the elite buried beneath. Each obelisk tells a story of kings and queens, of power and divinity. The largest of these, standing over 24 meters high, is a testament to the engineering prowess of the Aksumites. But beyond their physical presence lies a deeper symbolism. The obelisks are guardians of history, silent witnesses to Ethiopia's rich past. Yet, The significance of Aksum extends beyond its monumental architecture. It is here that the Ark of the Covenant is said to rest, a claim that has captured the imaginations of historians and theologians alike. According to Ethiopian tradition, Menelik II, the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, brought the Ark to Aksum after a legendary journey. This sacred object is more than a mere artifact. It is a symbol of divine connection and national identity tightly woven into the fabric of Ethiopian Christianity. In a land where faith is as deep-rooted as the ancient stones themselves, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church has played a pivotal role in preserving the heritage of Aksum. The Church, which traces its origins back to the early 4th century, claims that it was the first nation to embrace Christianity as a state religion. The religion's intertwining with the identity of the Aksumite people has created a unique cultural tapestry, one that blends the sacred and the historical. As we immerse ourselves in the story of Aksum, it is impossible to overlook the influences that shaped its development. Trade routes crisscross the region, connecting Africa to the Mediterranean and beyond. Merchants from distant lands brought goods, ideas, and cultures, enriching the Aksumite civilization. The rise of trade led to the emergence of a cosmopolitan society where diversity thrived and different faiths coexisted. This harmonious blend of cultures fueled Aksum's growth, making it one of the foremost powers in the ancient world. However, the tale of Aksum is not without its challenges. With the decline of trade and the rise of rival powers, the kingdom faced turbulent times. The once thriving city fell into obscurity, its grandeur succumbing to the ravages of time and conflict. Yet the spirit of Aksum endured, kept alive by the descendants of those who once walked its streets. Fast forward to the 21st century, and the significance of Aksum has not waned. Ethiopia continues to assert its claim over this historic site, viewing it not just as a relic of the past, but as a cornerstone of its national identity. The Ethiopian government has invested in preserving and promoting Aksum as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognizing its importance in the collective memory of the Ethiopian people. The guardians of Aksum, however, extend beyond mere physical preservation. They embody the spirit of resilience and pride that defines the Ethiopian people. From the priests who maintain the sacred traditions to the scholars who study the ancient texts, the guardianship of Aksum is a shared responsibility, a legacy that transcends generations. Each person plays a role in safeguarding the stories, the culture, and the identity that Aksum represents. As we continue to explore the rich tapestry of Ethiopia's claim over Aksum, we must also consider the broader implications of this legacy. The narrative of Aksum is intertwined with themes of sovereignty, heritage, and cultural preservation. In a world where globalization threatens to homogenize unique identities, the story of Aksum serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of celebrating and protecting one's roots. Today, the city of Aksum stands as a beacon of Ethiopia's rich history, drawing visitors from all corners of the globe. Pilgrims journey to its sacred sites, historians seek to unravel its mysteries, and curious travelers stand in awe before the majestic stelae. Each visitor, in their own way, becomes a part of the ongoing story of Aksum, contributing to the narrative that spans millennia. The guardians of Aksum are not just the physical structures that have withstood the test of time, they are the people who embody the spirit of this ancient civilization. The custodians of Aksum are a living testament to the endurance of culture and faith, a reflection of the unwavering commitment to preserving a legacy that is both unique and universal. As we conclude our exploration of Ethiopia's claim to Aksum and the guardians that protect its legacy, we are left with a profound appreciation for the intricate tapestry of history, culture, and identity that shapes this remarkable nation. The story of Aksum is not merely a chapter in Ethiopia's past, it is a living narrative, one that continues to evolve and inspire. In the end, we are reminded that the guardianship of history is not just about preserving the past, it is about understanding how the echoes of ancient civilizations resonate within our modern lives. Aksum stands not only as a monument to a glorious past, but as a symbol of hope, resilience, and the enduring spirit of a people deeply connected to their heritage. As we reflect on this remarkable journey, we invite you to carry the story of Aksum with you, to share its legacy, and to become a guardian in your own right, protecting the narratives that bind us all. Throughout history, few tales have captured the imagination quite like that of the Knights Templar. These fierce warriors of the Crusades, sworn to protect pilgrims and defend the Holy Land, have become synonymous with mystery, valor, and most intriguingly, the search for an ancient artifact of immeasurable power, the Ark of the Covenant. As we venture into this captivating narrative, prepare to uncover the intertwining destinies of the Templars and the Ark, a journey filled with intrigue, faith, and the relentless pursuit of truth. The year was 1095 when Pope Urban II called for the First Crusade. A fervor ignited across Europe, drawing knights and commoners alike to reclaim the sacred city of Jerusalem from Muslim control. Among these warriors were the Knights Templar, a monastic order founded by Hugues de Payens. Their mission was not only military, it was spiritual. Sworn to poverty, chastity, and obedience, they became guardians of the faith, tasked with protecting those who journeyed to the Holy Land. But as the Templars established their strongholds and gained wealth and power, whispers began to spread. Whispers of a hidden truth, a divine artifact that held the key to God's covenant with humanity. Imagine a dusty, sunlit chamber deep beneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. Here, it is said, the Ark of the Covenant lay hidden, a sacred vessel crafted by divine instruction, holding the tablets of the Ten Commandments. The Templars, with their unparalleled access to the sacred sites, became the unwitting stewards of this legendary artifact. As they delved into the ancient mysteries surrounding the Ark, their devotion to their mission transformed into an obsession, leading them to explore the depths of their faith and history. The Ark, with its golden cherubim and its awe-inspiring presence, has been the subject of countless legends. It is said to possess unimaginable power, the ability to vanquish armies, to part seas, and to bestow divine favor upon those deemed worthy. The Templars, driven by their unwavering belief in their mission, sought to protect this artifact from falling into the wrong hands. However, as they unearthed fragments of ancient texts and law, they began to question their own beliefs and the true nature of their quest. As the Crusades unfolded, the Templars became a formidable force, but with great power came great rivalry. Other factions sought to undermine their influence, and within the chaos of war, the lines between friend and foe blurred. The Templars found themselves not only battling for the Holy Land, but also for the very soul of their order. The allure of the Ark became a double-edged sword, leading them closer to their purpose while simultaneously drawing them into a web of intrigue that threatened to unravel their brotherhood. The Templars' fascination with the Ark extended beyond mere protection. It became a quest for knowledge, a search for divine revelation. They began to delve into the mysteries of the ancient world, studying not only their own faith, but also the beliefs of other cultures and religions. This pursuit of wisdom, however, was not without consequences. As they sought to understand the power of the Ark, they also attracted the attention of those who envied their knowledge and influence. The years rolled on, and the Templars faced fierce opposition, not only from outside forces, but also from within the Church itself. The balance of power began to shift, and as their influence grew, so did the rumors surrounding their practices. The order, once lauded for its bravery and dedication, found itself ensnared in a web of suspicion and betrayal. Accusations of heresy began to emerge, fueled by fear and jealousy. The Knights Templar, once the defenders of the faith, were now seen as a threat to the very church they had sworn to protect. As the tension mounted, the Ark remained a symbol of hope and a source of conflicting ideologies. To some, it was a divine artifact meant to unite believers. To others, it was a dangerous relic that needed to be destroyed. The Templars found themselves at a crossroads, caught between their sacred mission and the growing hostility from those who once stood beside them. What they had unearthed, the knowledge, the power, the truth, was now their greatest peril. In the early 14th century, the Templars faced their greatest challenge. Under King Philip IV of France, a man driven by ambition and greed, the order was systematically dismantled. Allegations of heresy, blasphemy, and even devil worship were levied against them. In a swift and merciless purge, the Templars were arrested, tortured, and executed. Their wealth confiscated, their legacy tarnished. Yet, amidst this storm of betrayal and violence, the Ark remained a focal point of their beliefs, a symbol of their unwavering faith and the divine truth they had sought to protect. But what happened to the Ark? Did it vanish into the annals of history, lost forever as the Templars fell from grace? Some believe that the knights, in their final days, secured the Ark in a location only known to a select few. Others argue that the Ark was never in their possession, merely a myth intertwined with their fortitude. The truth remains elusive, shrouded in layers of time and narrative. Even today, the allure of the Ark continues to captivate scholars, adventurers, and believers alike. The legends persist. Hidden chambers, ancient maps, and the promise of revelation continue to inspire quests for the lost artifact. The Templars' legacy lives on, not only in the tales of their bravery, but also in the enduring mystery of the Ark of the Covenant. History has a way of erasing the lines between fact and legend, and as we reflect on the Templars and their quest for the Ark, we find ourselves drawn into a timeless narrative, a story of faith, power, and the relentless pursuit of truth. The Knights Templar, once guardians of the sacred, have become symbols of the eternal struggle between light and darkness, knowledge and ignorance. Their journey, intertwined with the fate of the Ark, serves as a reminder of the complexities of belief and the depths of human ambition. As we conclude this chapter, let us ponder the legacy of the Knights Templar and the Ark of the Covenant. What truths lie buried beneath the sands of history? What mysteries await those brave enough to seek them? The quest for knowledge, it seems, is never truly over. The stories continue to unfold, echoing through the ages, inviting us to explore the shadows of the past and illuminate the corridors of our collective memory. Imagine a treasure chest hidden away in the shadows of time, its contents brimming with secrets that could alter our understanding of history. What if I told you that scholars and historians have been on a relentless quest to uncover this enigma, a quest that intertwines intellect, artistry, and the very fabric of the Renaissance itself? Today, we dive into the labyrinth of the Renaissance mysteries, a pursuit that has captivated minds for centuries as they seek the legendary chest. The Renaissance, a period renowned for its flourishing arts, radical scientific inquiry, and profound philosophical discourse, also birthed myths that have persisted through the ages. Among the most tantalizing of these myths is the existence of a mysterious chest, rumored to contain the lost works of great masters, the secrets of alchemy, and the very thoughts of the great minds of the time. But what fuels this insatiable curiosity? Why do we remain so drawn to this elusive treasure? As we embark on this journey, we find ourselves amidst the cobblestone streets of Florence, a city that thrived during the Renaissance. Here, the air is thick with the scent of history, where every corner reveals a story waiting to be told. Scholars believe that the chest may lie buried beneath the very foundations of this vibrant city, where the great Leonardo da Vinci once roamed. The thought is electrifying, yet it raises a multitude of questions. What secrets did these Renaissance figures guard so jealously? What knowledge did they believe was too dangerous for the world to possess? At the heart of this investigation lies the figure of Leonardo himself, a polymath whose genius transcended the boundaries of art and science. He was not only a painter, but also an engineer, scientist, and inventor. As we delve into his mind, we uncover a wealth of ideas that seem to dance just beyond our grasp. Some scholars speculate that Leonardo, in his quest for knowledge, may have concealed his most precious findings within this chest. Imagine the thrill of uncovering blueprints of flying machines or sketches of inventions that were centuries ahead of their time. But Leonardo's legacy is not the only one entwined in this mystery. The likes of Michelangelo, Botticelli, and Machiavelli also contributed to this rich tapestry of thought and creativity. Their collective wisdom, their fears, and their ambitions may have been preserved in this chest, safeguarded against the tides of time. One wonders if perhaps they shared a secret society bound by a common purpose to protect their knowledge from those who would misuse it. What if this chest was the key to unlocking their hidden dialogues? As we sift through historical texts and personal letters, we encounter a multitude of clues, cryptic references, and tantalizing hints that suggest the existence of this fabled chest. One such clue is found in the works of Giorgio Vasari, a painter and historian who chronicled the lives of Renaissance artists. He alluded to a gathering of great minds who shared their knowledge in secret, a clandestine circle that sought to protect their discoveries from the corruption of the world. Could this be the brotherhood that safeguarded the chest? The pursuit of the chest has not been without its challenges. Over the centuries, countless treasure hunters, historians, and scholars have scoured the landscapes of Italy, each hoping to stumble upon a buried treasure that would rewrite history. Yet, the more they uncover, the more elusive the chest becomes. It appears as though it has a will of its own, teasing those who dare to seek it. The question remains, are we meant to find it, or has it been hidden away for a reason? As we navigate this intricate web of history, we meet contemporary scholars who have taken up the torch. Armed with modern technology, they employ groundbreaking techniques such as ground-penetrating radar and advanced imaging to explore the depths of ancient buildings and structures. Their findings are both thrilling and perplexing, often leading them to dead ends or uncovering artifacts that, while fascinating, do not lead to the chest. One such scholar, Dr. Elena Rossi, has dedicated her life to this quest. Her passion is palpable as she recounts her encounters with long-lost manuscripts and the tantalizing prospect of piecing together the puzzle. "Every discovery brings us closer," she insists, with a fervor that ignites the imagination. "We stand on the shoulders of giants, and it is our duty to uncover the mysteries they left behind." Dr. Rossi's work exemplifies the spirit of inquiry that defined the Renaissance, a testament to the unyielding desire to know more, to dig deeper. As we delve deeper into the lore surrounding the chest, we encounter stories of betrayal and intrigue. Legends whisper of those who sought the secrets for themselves, willing to go to great lengths to possess knowledge that could grant them power. The shadow of the Inquisition looms large over this narrative, a reminder of the perils faced by those who dared to challenge the status quo. Could it be that the chest was hidden away as a safeguard against those who would misuse its contents? We also explore the alchemical traditions of the time, where the pursuit of knowledge was often shrouded in secrecy. Alchemists believed in the transmutation of base metals into gold, and the quest for the philosopher's stone, a mythical substance said to grant immortality. Some modern scholars argue that the chest may contain alchemical texts that reveal the secrets of this ancient science, hidden from the prying eyes of the uninitiated. The tantalizing prospect of uncovering such knowledge has driven many to the brink of obsession. As we traverse the landscapes of Italy, we find ourselves in the shadow of the great cathedrals and palaces, where the Renaissance spirit still lingers. Each stone tells a story. Each brushstroke in a painting whispers of the past. The chest, if it exists, is not merely a physical object, but a symbol of our desire to connect with the minds that shaped our world. It represents the eternal quest for understanding, a journey that transcends time and space. In the end, the mystery remains unsolved, and perhaps that is as it should be. The search for the chest has become a metaphor for humanity's quest for knowledge itself, an enduring pursuit that continues to inspire generations. While we may not yet have uncovered the secrets of the Renaissance, the journey has illuminated countless paths, revealing the brilliance of those who came before us. As we conclude our exploration of the Renaissance mysteries, we are left with a sense of wonder. The chest may still lie hidden, waiting for the day when the right minds will come together to unlock its treasures. Until then, we are reminded that the allure of knowledge is a treasure in itself, one that drives us ever forward into the unknown, urging us to explore, to question, and to dream. The Renaissance may have ended, but its echoes resonate through time, a call to all who dare to seek the mysteries that lie just beyond the horizon. There is a story that transcends time and borders, a tale woven through the fabric of faith and history. It is the story of a sacred object, an emblem of divine presence, and a vessel of hope. Among the many narratives found in the Islamic tradition, the Ark, or Al-Tabut, holds a unique place. It is a narrative that not only connects the threads of the past, but also resonates with believers today. In the Quran, Al-Tabut is mentioned as a divine artifact that traveled through the ages, carrying with it the weight of faith and the promise of salvation. But what exactly is this Ark, and why does it occupy such an important role in the Islamic faith? To understand its significance, we must journey back to the time of the prophet Moses, a pivotal figure in both Jewish and Islamic traditions. Imagine a world in turmoil, where oppression runs rampant and the cries of the downtrodden fill the air. The Israelites, enslaved by Pharaoh's regime, yearn for freedom. In this atmosphere of despair, Moses emerges as a beacon of hope, guided by divine revelation. It is in this context that the Ark comes into play, a symbol of divine covenant and the embodiment of God's presence among his people. The Quran tells us that Al-Tabut was a sacred chest containing relics of the past, including the tablets of the law given to Moses. It served not only as a physical object, but also as a spiritual reminder of God's promise to his people. The Ark represented a connection to the divine, a tangible artifact that brought comfort and assurance to the beleaguered Israelites. As we delve deeper into the narrative of Al-Tabut, we encounter the story of King Saul, or Talut as he is known in Arabic. Chosen by God to lead the Israelites against their oppressors, Saul faced the daunting task of uniting a fractured people. The Quran describes how the Ark was brought back to the Israelites, a moment filled with triumph. It symbolized the restoration of faith, a sign of God's favor upon his chosen people. But the journey of Al-Tabut does not end there. The Ark has been a subject of reverence and wonder throughout the centuries. Scholars and theologians have pondered its significance, and its story has traveled through various cultures and civilizations. In Islamic tradition, Al-Tabut is often compared to the Ark of the Covenant in Judeo-Christian texts, though it holds distinct interpretations and meanings within the context of Islam. The Quran portrays the Ark as a vessel of blessings and guidance. It is said that the angels would carry Al-Tabut, further emphasizing its divine connection. This celestial association elevates the Ark beyond a mere object. It becomes a symbol of divine intervention and support. The narrative of Al-Tabut challenges us to reflect on the nature of faith and the ways in which the divine manifests in our lives. Throughout history, the legend of the Ark has inspired countless stories, artworks, and scholarly debates. In the Islamic world, Al-Tabut serves as a reminder of the promises made to the faithful and the importance of steadfastness in the face of adversity. The narrative encourages believers to look beyond the material world and recognize the spiritual dimensions that guide their lives. The reverence for Al-Tabut extends beyond its historical significance. In Islamic eschatology, the Ark is seen as a symbol of hope that will return in the end times, a testament to God's eternal promise. This belief instills a sense of purpose and faith among believers, reinforcing the idea that divine support is never far away, even in the darkest of times. As we explore the depth of this narrative, we encounter the intersection of history, faith, and culture. The story of Al-Tabut invites us to consider the universal themes of hope, redemption, and divine presence. It reminds us that, regardless of our cultural or religious backgrounds, the quest for meaning and connection to the divine is a shared human experience. In the modern world, Al-Tabut continues to inspire. Myths and legends surrounding the Ark have permeated various aspects of culture, literature, and art. From ancient texts to contemporary discussions, the Ark remains a powerful symbol of faith and resilience. It beckons us to engage in a dialogue about our beliefs, our struggles, and our aspirations. As we draw closer to understanding Al-Tabut's significance, we must also acknowledge the broader implications of its story. It challenges us to consider how we navigate our own faith journeys. Are we attuned to the signs of the divine in our lives? Do we, like the Israelites of old, seek out our own arcs of hope and promise? In closing this exploration of Al-Tabut, we recognize that its story is not just about an ancient artifact. It is a narrative that speaks to the heart of the human experience. The Ark represents the enduring search for connection, guidance, and divine assurance. It serves as a reminder that, despite the trials we face, we are never truly alone in our journey. As we reflect on the tale of Al-Tabut, let it inspire us to seek out the sacred in our own lives. May we find our own arcs of hope, guiding us through the storms of existence, reminding us of the divine presence that surrounds us. The story of Al-Tabut is a testament to the power of faith and the enduring connection between humanity and the divine. Imagine standing at the edge of an untouched wilderness where the air is thick with possibility and the horizon stretches endlessly before you. This is where modern adventurers thrive, fueled not just by the thrill of discovery, but by an insatiable curiosity that propels them into the unknown. Expeditions and quests today are not merely about conquering peaks or crossing deserts. They embody a deeper quest for understanding, connection, and a sense of belonging to something far greater than ourselves. Throughout history, adventurers have charted the uncharted, from the icy landscapes of Antarctica to the dense jungles of the Amazon. Today, the spirit of exploration is alive and well, taking on new forms. Meet the contemporary wanderers who embrace the unknown, equipped with advanced technology and an unwavering determination to push the boundaries of human experience. Consider the story of Sarah Marquis, a remarkable woman whose journey redefines what it means to be an explorer. In 2014, armed only with her spirit, a backpack, and a dream, she set off on a solo trek from the southern tip of South America, traversing the wilderness across Chile, Argentina, and Peru. For 3 years, she walked over 10,000 kilometers, battling not only the elements but also the solitude that came with her quest. Each step was a testament to her resilience, revealing the raw power of nature and the depths of human perseverance. Her journey was not just a physical challenge, it was a profound exploration of her own spirit. In her words, "Every step is a reminder that I am alive." Yet, modern adventurers do not solely rely on their grit and determination. They harness the power of modern technology, using tools that their predecessors could only dream of. Drones equipped with high-definition cameras capture breathtaking views and provide insights into difficult terrain. GPS devices ensure that no explorer is truly lost, allowing for an unprecedented connection to the world around them. This blend of old-world exploration with cutting-edge technology is redefining what it means to venture into the unknown. Consider the tale of Mike Brown, a digital nomad whose expeditions are intricately tied to the digital age. He travels not just to see the world, but to document it, sharing his experiences with millions through social media platforms. His journeys take him from the heights of the Himalayas to the depths of the Amazon rainforest. With each post, he inspires a new generation of explorers, reminding us that adventure can be as close as our own backyard or as far as a distant mountain range. Mike embodies a new kind of adventurer, one who understands that exploration is not only about what you find, but also about the stories you tell. As we delve deeper into the world of modern adventurers, we encounter individuals who seek to understand and protect the very landscapes they traverse. Take the story of the conservationist and adventurer Tom Blanchard. His expeditions are driven by a mission to raise awareness about climate change and the fragility of ecosystems. From the coral reefs of the Great Barrier Reef to the glaciers of Greenland, Tom combines a love for adventure with a commitment to stewardship. He believes that every mountain climbed and every river crossed can become a powerful message about the need for preservation. It is through his lens that we see the interconnectedness of adventure and conservation, two realms that can no longer exist separately. But the journeys of modern explorers are not without their challenges. As they venture into the world, they face obstacles that test their limits, both physically and mentally. The tale of Ben Saunders, a polar explorer, illustrates this perfectly. His determination to traverse the Arctic and Antarctic regions is a testament to human endurance. However, it is not just the physical toll of the expedition that weighs heavily on him. The mental strain of isolation, the fear of failure, and the daunting unpredictability of nature often threaten to derail his progress. Ben's experiences in the unforgiving polar landscape remind us that adventure is not just about the destination. It is also about the journey that shapes us along the way. His words resonate with anyone who has ever faced a daunting challenge. It's about learning to embrace the unknown and finding joy in the struggle. The lessons of resilience, humility, and courage that emerge from his expeditions serve as a guide for aspiring adventurers everywhere. Yet, not all quests are physical in nature. In an era defined by technological advancement, some modern adventurers embark on journeys of the mind and spirit. Take the story of journalist and author Pico Iyer, who travels not to the farthest reaches of the planet, but into the depths of human experience. His explorations are rooted in mindfulness and the quest for inner peace. By visiting sacred sites around the world, he seeks to understand the essence of what it means to be human. Iyer's adventures remind us that the most profound journeys often occur within ourselves, challenging us to explore the landscapes of our own minds and hearts. In this ever-evolving landscape of exploration, we also find a growing community of women adventurers who are redefining the narrative of exploration. Meet Felicity Aston, the first woman to ski solo across Antarctica. Her journey was not just a remarkable feat of endurance, it was a powerful statement about breaking gender barriers in a field often dominated by men. Felicity's story inspires countless women to step out of their comfort zones and embrace the wild, proving that adventure knows no gender. As we continue our exploration of modern adventurers, we must acknowledge the role of community in shaping these journeys. Social media has transformed how adventurers share their experiences, fostering a sense of global camaraderie among explorers. Online platforms allow people to connect, share tips, and even collaborate on expeditions, creating a vibrant tapestry of stories and experiences. This interconnectedness has given rise to a new generation of adventurers who are not only pursuing their own dreams but also uplifting others along the way. Yet, the future of exploration is not without its ethical dilemmas. As adventurers increasingly traverse fragile environments, the question arises, How do we balance the desire for discovery with the need to protect our planet? The stories of modern adventurers remind us that the spirit of exploration must be accompanied by a sense of responsibility. Each expedition carries with it the potential for both harm and healing, urging us to tread lightly and to honor the places we visit. As we draw this chapter of modern adventurers to a close, we are left with a profound appreciation for the diverse motivations and stories that drive exploration today. Whether it is the call of a distant mountain, the quest for inner peace, or the mission to protect our planet, the heart of adventure beats strong. Each adventurer carries with them the spirit of those who came before, reminding us that the journey is as important as the destination. The world is vast and full of wonders, waiting to be explored by those brave enough to embark on their own quests. And so, as we stand on the precipice of the unknown, let us embrace our own inner adventurer. The call to explore is alive and well, urging us to step outside our comfort zones and seek out the extraordinary. Whether it is through the physical landscapes of our planet or the uncharted territories of our minds, the spirit of modern adventurers inspires us all to embark on our own quests, to discover not just the world around us, but also the depths of our own souls. What happens when a fictional archaeologist captures the imagination of an entire generation? The answer lies within the legacy of Indiana Jones, a character who transcended the silver screen to become an indelible part of popular culture. The phenomenon known as the Indiana Jones effect extends far beyond the adventures of a fedora-wearing professor. It has influenced how we perceive archaeology, adventure, and even history itself. As we delve into this captivating exploration, we will uncover the intricate layers of Indiana Jones's impact, from the revival of adventure films to the shaping of cultural myths. Picture this: a vast, dusty desert landscape, the sun blazing overhead. A lone figure races against time, dodging booby traps and deciphering ancient texts, all in pursuit of a legendary artifact. This is not just a scene from a movie. It's a representation of the allure that Indiana Jones has instilled in us. Released in the late 1970s and early 1980s, the Indiana Jones franchise has not only entertained millions, but has also redefined the very essence of adventure. The inception of Indiana Jones is rooted in the brilliant minds of George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. They envisioned a character who would be a homage to the pulp heroes of the 1930s and 1940s, yet infused with a modern sensibility that resonated with audiences. This character would not merely seek treasures for wealth or fame, he would be driven by the quest for knowledge and the thrill of discovery. This nuanced portrayal marked a significant departure from the one-dimensional adventurers of earlier cinema. As the audience became enamored with Indiana Jones, they also began to develop a romanticized view of archaeology. Gone were the days of dusty old books and tedious fieldwork. Instead, the profession was transformed into one of excitement and danger. The Indiana Jones effect painted archaeology as a thrilling pursuit with the potential for grand discoveries lurking behind every corner. Schools and universities began to see a surge in students enrolling in archaeology programs, fueled by dreams of adventure akin to those of Indiana Jones. Yet, this glamorous depiction did not come without its criticisms. Some scholars and professionals in the field argued that the franchise oversimplified the complexities of archaeology, reducing it to mere treasure hunting. They pointed out that the real work often involves meticulous research, long hours of fieldwork, and painstaking analysis. While Indiana Jones may have popularized the field, he also created misconceptions that continue to linger. This dichotomy presents a fascinating discussion about the balance between entertainment and reality in the portrayal of academic disciplines. Moving beyond the realm of archaeology, Indiana Jones has had a profound impact on the adventure genre itself. The franchise revitalized a long-dormant category, inspiring a plethora of films, television shows, and even video games that followed its formula of adventure, humor, and historical intrigue. Titles like The Mummy, National Treasure, and countless others owe a debt of gratitude to Indiana Jones. These works borrowed not only the adventurous spirit, but also the narrative devices that made the franchise so compelling: quirky sidekicks, clever puzzles, and the constant quest to outsmart nefarious villains. Moreover, the influence of Indiana Jones extends into various aspects of our daily lives. The iconic fedora and leather jacket have become symbols of adventure and curiosity, while catchphrases like "It belongs in a museum" resonate with audiences around the world. This cultural lexicon created by Indiana Jones reflects not just a single character, but a collective ethos that values exploration, curiosity, and the preservation of history. The Indiana Jones effect also intersects with the rise of nostalgia in popular culture. The franchise has endured through the decades, continuously captivating new generations. The release of new installments and reboots has allowed Indiana Jones to remain relevant, adapting to the changing landscape of cinema while retaining the core values that made him a beloved character. This longevity speaks to the timelessness of the themes explored in the films: courage, friendship, and the pursuit of knowledge. But the story doesn't end with the films. Indiana Jones has become a cultural touchstone, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and even theme park attractions. The character's adventures have been immortalized in comic books, novels, and animated series, each expanding the universe and providing new interpretations of his exploits. Fans have created fan fiction, artwork, and cosplay, celebrating their love for the character and the adventures he represents. As we journey further into the realm shaped by Indiana Jones, we must also acknowledge the critical conversations surrounding representation and diversity. The franchise, while groundbreaking in many respects, has faced scrutiny for its portrayal of different cultures. Critics have pointed out that the films often present a Western-centric narrative where non-Western cultures are depicted through a lens that can be seen as reductive or stereotypical. This has sparked discussions about the need for greater representation and more nuanced storytelling in adventure narratives. In response to these conversations, there is a growing movement within the film industry to create stories that honor the cultures they depict. Filmmakers are beginning to recognize the importance of authenticity and the value of diverse voices in storytelling. This shift is essential not only for the portrayal of archaeology, but also for fostering a richer understanding of the world's myriad cultures. As we reflect on the Indiana Jones effect, we cannot ignore the role that technology has played in shaping our perception of adventure and discovery. The rise of virtual reality and augmented reality has opened new avenues for exploration, allowing audiences to engage with history in ways that were previously unimaginable. Imagine walking through ancient ruins or participating in a simulated archaeological dig, all from the comfort of your home. These advancements are transforming how we interact with history, providing immersive experiences that echo the thrill of Indiana Jones's adventures. In conclusion, the Indiana Jones effect is a testament to the power of storytelling and its ability to shape our understanding of the world. From inspiring dreams of adventure to sparking critical conversations about representation, Indiana Jones has left an indelible mark on popular culture. As we continue to navigate the complexities of our world, the lessons learned from this iconic character remind us of the value of curiosity, exploration, and the pursuit of knowledge. The journey is far from over, and with every new adventure, we are invited to join Indiana Jones in his quest to uncover the mysteries of the past. What if I told you that the very foundations of our understanding, our beliefs, our knowledge, might not be as solid as we think? Imagine a world where every claim is met with doubt, where every piece of evidence is scrutinized, and where nothing is taken at face value. This is the intriguing realm of scholarly skepticism, a philosophical approach that challenges the certainties we often take for granted. But was skepticism ever truly real? Did it emerge as a genuine intellectual pursuit, or could it be just a fleeting phase in the history of thought? To explore this, we must first journey back to ancient Greece, where the seeds of skepticism were sown among the great minds of the time. Picture the bustling agora, alive with debate and discourse. Philosophers like Socrates and Plato laid the groundwork for critical thinking, but it was the skeptics, particularly the academic skeptics, who would take this challenge to knowledge to a whole new level. They argued that certainty was unattainable, positing that for every argument there exists a counter-argument, leading us into a labyrinth of opposing ideas. As we delve deeper, we encounter Pyrrho of Elis, the father of skepticism. Pyrrho traveled to India, where he encountered the teachings of Buddhism, which emphasized the impermanence of beliefs. He returned to Greece with a radically different perspective, positing that one could achieve tranquility by suspending judgment. This idea resonated with many, leading to a school of thought that questioned the very basis of human understanding. But was this skepticism a robust doctrine or merely an intellectual exercise? Fast forward to the Renaissance, a period that sparked a revival of inquiry and a thirst for knowledge. Scholars turned their eyes to ancient texts, seeking wisdom from forgotten voices. It was here, in this fertile ground of rediscovery, that skepticism re-emerged with vigor. Figures like Michel de Montaigne and later René Descartes engaged with the skeptical tradition, each in their own way. Montaigne's essays questioned the certainty of knowledge, while Descartes famously declared, "I think, therefore I am," as a foundational truth amidst the fog of doubt. Yet, was this resurgence of skepticism a genuine philosophical stance, or merely a reaction to the overwhelming complexity of knowledge? As we traverse through time, the Enlightenment challenges our understanding once more. The Age of Reason brought forth a wave of empirical inquiry. Thinkers like David Hume and Immanuel Kant grappled with the limits of human understanding and the role of experience in shaping knowledge. Hume, a relentless skeptic, questioned causality and the certainty of our perceptions. Kant, on the other hand, sought to bridge skepticism with a new framework, proposing that our experiences are shaped by innate structures of understanding. But in doing so, did he dilute the very essence of skepticism, transforming it into a tool for justification rather than doubt? The narrative takes a dramatic turn as we reach the modern era, where skepticism becomes a double-edged sword. The rise of scientific inquiry and the emphasis on empirical evidence brought forth a new breed of skepticism, one that was not merely about doubt, but about methodical questioning. Figures like Karl Popper introduced falsifiability as a criterion for scientific theories, forever altering how we approach knowledge. Yet with the rise of postmodernism, skepticism began to evolve once again. The idea that truth is subjective and constructed rather than discovered permeated academic discourse, creating a landscape where skepticism could be wielded as a weapon against established narratives. In this context, we must ask ourselves, has skepticism ever been real? Or has it simply evolved to serve different purposes throughout history? The truth may lie in the balance of these perspectives. Skepticism, at its core, is not merely about questioning for the sake of doubt. It is a call for rigorous examination, a relentless pursuit of clarity amidst the chaos of information. Yet, as we navigate through the complexities of our modern world, we find ourselves at a crossroads. The digital age has ushered in an era of unprecedented access to information. In this age, skepticism has taken on new dimensions. The internet, with its vast expanse of knowledge, offers a double-edged sword. On one hand, it empowers us to question and explore. On the other, it inundates us with misinformation and conspiracy theories. The challenge lies in discerning genuine skepticism from cynicism, critical inquiry from nihilism. Are we truly engaging with the world around us, or are we merely succumbing to a pervasive culture of doubt that ultimately paralyzes us? As we reflect on the journey of scholarly skepticism, it becomes clear that its essence may not lie in an unwavering commitment to doubt, but rather in the pursuit of understanding, an understanding that recognizes the limits of our knowledge while remaining open to new ideas. In this sense, skepticism is alive and well, continually adapting to the challenges of the times. It invites us to question not just the world around us, but also our own beliefs, urging us to engage in a dialogue that transcends the binary of certainty and doubt. So, as we stand at this intersection of skepticism and knowledge, let us embrace the spirit of inquiry that has defined humanity's quest for understanding. Let us celebrate the thinkers who have dared to challenge the status quo, and let us welcome the discomfort that comes with questioning our beliefs. For in this dance between skepticism and understanding, we may find the clarity we seek, a clarity that inspires us to forge ahead in our exploration of the world, armed not just with doubt, but with the courage to seek out truth in all its complexities. In the end, scholarly skepticism was never just about being skeptical. It was about fostering a mindset that embraces inquiry, challenges assumptions, and ultimately seeks to illuminate the shadows of ignorance. As we continue this journey together, let us remain curious, critical, and ever willing to question, because in this quest for understanding, we may just uncover the profound truths that lie beneath the surface of our knowledge. Imagine a world where the mere possession of an object could elevate a person's status, shape destinies, and alter the course of history. In the grand tapestry of human civilization, symbols of power have often transcended their physical forms, becoming vessels of authority, belief, and influence. Today, we embark on a journey to explore one such symbol, a relic imbued with significance far beyond its material existence. This is the story of the enigmatic artifact known as the Chap 27. The Chap 27 is more than just an ancient object. It is a testament to the interplay of culture, politics, and spirituality throughout the ages. Emerging from the mists of time, this relic has captivated scholars, historians, and treasure hunters alike. What exactly is it about this artifact that has sparked the imagination of so many? To answer that, we must delve into its origins, its journey through time, and the legends that surround it. Our narrative begins centuries ago in a civilization that flourished against the backdrop of grand empires and shifting alliances. The Chap 27, believed to have been crafted by master artisans, was not merely a decorative item. It served as a ceremonial piece, a guiding light for leaders, and a source of inspiration for the masses. Its intricate designs and symbolic engravings narrated tales of valor, wisdom, and the divine. As the stories wove themselves into the fabric of society, the Chap 27 emerged as a beacon of hope and power. As we trace the path of the Chap 27 through the ages, we find it at the center of monumental events. From royal coronations to pivotal battles, this relic has been present at crucial moments that shaped the course of history. The weight of its symbolism was such that rulers would often invoke its presence to legitimize their reigns. With it, they sought to harness the authority of their ancestors, claiming a divine right to lead. The Chap 27 became synonymous with sovereignty, a bridge between earthly power and celestial endorsement. But what happens when such a potent symbol is lost or stolen? The narrative shifts dramatically as we explore the darker chapters of the Chap 27's history. Throughout the centuries, empires have risen and fallen, and with them, the relic has been subjected to the whims of conquerors and looters. Each theft, each act of desecration, only added to the mystique surrounding it. How many hands have held it? How many hearts have been inspired or broken by its mere existence? As we navigate through this turbulent history, we arrive at a pivotal moment. an event that would alter the fate of the Chap 27 forever. The year is 1865, and the world is on the brink of change. The Industrial Revolution is transforming societies, and the once sacred relic is caught in a web of greed and ambition. A notorious collector, driven by a desire for power and prestige, sets his sights on the Chap 27. His quest is not just for an artifact. It is a pursuit of influence, a means to elevate his status among the elite. The tale of this collector introduces us to a cast of characters: scholars desperate to protect the relic, local tribes who believe it possesses mystical powers, and rival collectors willing to go to great lengths to possess it. As the stakes rise, so does the tension. The Chap 27 is no longer a passive object. It becomes a focal point of desire and conflict, illuminating the fragile relationship between humanity and the symbols we create. It is within this chaotic milieu that we encounter a young historian, a passionate advocate for preserving the past. With a heart full of conviction and a mind brimming with knowledge, she embarks on a journey to reclaim the Chap 27. Her quest is not just about the artifact. It is about safeguarding a legacy, honoring the stories embedded within it, and restoring its rightful place in history. Along the way, she faces formidable challenges, from bureaucratic obstacles to threats from those who would see the relic disappear forever. As we follow her trail, we uncover the deeper significance of the Chap 27. It is not merely a relic, but a representation of collective memory, a symbol of resilience and survival in the face of adversity. The stories of those who fought for its preservation resonate with a universal truth. Power is not just held by the elite, it belongs to everyone who believes in the narratives that shape their lives. Through this journey, we begin to understand that the Chap 27 is a mirror reflecting the complexities of human nature. It reveals our desires, our fears, and our relentless pursuit of meaning in a world that often feels chaotic. The struggle over this singular artifact serves as a microcosm for the broader battles fought throughout history. The ceaseless quest for power, identity, and belonging. Ultimately, our narrative leads us to the present day, where the Chap 27 is both a relic and a symbol, a reminder of the legacies we inherit and the futures we shape. Today, it resides in a museum, surrounded by artifacts of equal importance, yet it continues to spark conversations about power dynamics, cultural heritage, and the responsibilities that come with stewardship. As we reflect on the journey of the Chap 27, we are left with profound questions. What does it mean to hold power? How do we navigate the complexities of legacy and memory? And most importantly, how can we ensure that the stories behind our symbols are not lost to time? The Chap 27 stands as a testament to the enduring nature of symbols in our lives. Beyond its physical form, it encapsulates the stories, struggles, and triumphs of countless individuals across generations. It reminds us of the power of belief and the importance of preserving our history, not just for ourselves, but for future generations who will look back and seek to understand their place in the world. As we conclude our exploration of the Chap 27, let us carry forward the lessons it imparts. We are all custodians of our own symbols, and it is our duty to ensure that their stories are told, their meanings preserved, and their legacies honored. In doing so, we not only celebrate the past, but also shape a future where the power of symbols can unite, inspire, and transform. Thus, the Chap 27 lives on, not merely as a relic of history, but as a symbol of the enduring human spirit. What if I told you that a wooden vessel, crafted thousands of years ago, holds the key to understanding not just ancient history, but the future of humanity itself? The Ark of the Covenant, a symbol of divine presence and guidance, has fascinated scholars and believers alike for centuries. Lost to time, its whereabouts remain one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. Yet whispers of its return echo through the ages, igniting imaginations and propelling countless quests for its rediscovery. Today, we delve deep into the enigma of the Ark in prophecy, exploring its significance in the past and its potential role in the future. Picture a time long ago when the Israelites, led by Moses, wandered through the desolate wilderness. Their faith was tested daily, but in their midst, they carried a remarkable artifact, the Ark of the Covenant. This sacred chest, adorned with gold and engraved with celestial figures, contained the tablets of the law, a direct link to the divine. It was said to radiate a powerful aura, its mere presence capable of parting seas and toppling walls. But what happened to this extraordinary object after the fall of Jerusalem? How has it woven itself into the fabric of prophecy and expectation? Many believe that the Ark is not just a relic of the past, but a harbinger of future events. Throughout history, it has been associated with prophecies of restoration and redemption. Some interpretations of ancient texts suggest that the Ark will play a pivotal role in the unfolding of apocalyptic events, heralding a new era for mankind. This notion has captured the attention of theologians, historians, and treasure hunters alike, igniting fervent discussions about its fate. In the biblical narrative, the Ark was central to the Israelites' identity and their covenant with God. It was not merely a physical object, it represented divine guidance and protection. As the Israelites prepared to enter the Promised Land, the Ark led the way, symbolizing hope and purpose. But as empires rose and fell, the Ark's fate became uncertain. It vanished from historical accounts, leading to countless theories about its disappearance. Did it meet a tragic end during the Babylonian conquest, or was it hidden away for safekeeping? Scholars have long debated the Ark's possible locations. Some claim it resides beneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, while others suggest it was taken to Ethiopia, safeguarded by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. The Church of St. Mary of Zion in Aksum claims to house the original Ark, a claim fiercely defended by its guardians. Could this be the resting place of the sacred relic? Or is it hidden, waiting for the right moment to re-emerge and fulfill its prophetic destiny? The allure of the Ark has transcended generations, inspiring countless expeditions and adventures. From Indiana Jones to modern archaeologists, the quest for the Ark has become a cultural phenomenon. Each story weaves threads of hope, faith, and the relentless pursuit of the divine. But beneath the surface of these tales lies a profound question. Why does the Ark continue to captivate our collective consciousness? To unravel this mystery, we must examine the prophecies surrounding the Ark, particularly those found in the prophetic literature of the Bible. For instance, the book of Revelation speaks of a new Jerusalem, where the Ark plays a pivotal role in God's ultimate plan for humanity. This vision of restoration and divine presence fuels the belief that the Ark will one day return, symbolizing a renewal of faith and a re-establishment of the covenant between God and his people. As we explore the implications of these prophecies, we encounter various interpretations. Some view the Ark's return as a literal event, while others see it as a metaphor for spiritual awakening. The diverse perspectives reflect the complexities of faith, hope, and the human desire for connection with the divine. In a world often fraught with uncertainty, the idea of the Ark's return offers solace, a reminder that something greater may lie ahead. Throughout history, there have been moments when the Ark's return seemed imminent. Various leaders and movements have claimed to possess knowledge of its secret location or have promised its recovery. These claims often arise during times of social upheaval or spiritual revival, suggesting that the Ark's narrative is intertwined with humanity's quest for meaning and purpose. Consider the fervor of the early 20th century during the rise of Zionism. The Jewish people's longing for a homeland sparked renewed interest in the Ark and its significance. Many believed that the restoration of Israel would pave the way for the Ark's return, ushering in an age of peace and divine favor. The interplay between historical events and prophetic visions illustrates how the Ark continues to resonate across cultures and epochs. As we navigate through these stories, we encounter the profound impact of the Ark on contemporary beliefs. Numerous religious groups assert that the Ark will be revealed in the end times, serving as a sign of divine intervention. This notion has inspired dedicated followers to seek out the Ark, not just as a relic of history, but as a catalyst for spiritual transformation. The anticipation surrounding its return creates a sense of urgency, compelling believers to prepare themselves for what is to come. In this modern era, the Ark's story has also found its way into popular culture. Films, books, and documentaries continue to explore its mysteries, capturing the imagination of audiences worldwide. These narratives often blend history with fantasy, illustrating the timeless appeal of the Ark as a symbol of faith, adventure, and the eternal quest for truth. But what is it about this ancient artifact that continues to inspire such passion and intrigue? At its core, the Ark represents humanity's longing for connection with the divine. It embodies the desire for guidance, protection, and a sense of belonging. In an age marked by uncertainty and division, the Ark serves as a reminder of the potential for unity and reconciliation. Its prophetic significance invites us to reflect on our own beliefs and what it means to strive for a deeper relationship with the divine. As we draw closer to our conclusion, let us contemplate the implications of the Ark's potential return. What would it mean for humanity? Would it signify a new beginning, a restoration of faith, or a reminder of our shared heritage? The Ark, whether seen as a physical object or a symbol of divine promise, challenges us to look beyond ourselves and seek a greater purpose. In the end, the mystery of the Ark of the Covenant is not just about uncovering a lost relic. It is about rediscovering our connection to the divine and to each other. The stories of its past continue to shape our present and influence our future. As we ponder the prophecies surrounding the Ark, we are reminded that the search for meaning is an enduring journey, one that invites us to explore the depths of our faith and the heights of our aspirations. So, as we stand on the precipice of the future, let us embrace the hope that the Ark, in whatever form it may take, will one day return to remind us of the sacred covenant that binds us all. The journey may be fraught with challenges, but the promise of divine guidance and the quest for truth will continue to illuminate our path. In the end, it is not just about finding the Ark, but about finding ourselves in the process. What if I told you that memories can transcend time and space, weaving through the fabric of our existence like threads in an intricate tapestry? Stories passed down through generations often carry with them the weight of sacred truths and profound lessons. Today, we delve into a myth that has endured the test of time, a tale that speaks to the very essence of human experience, sacred memory. Sacred. In ancient times, before the written word captured our thoughts, oral traditions flourished. Stories were shared around flickering fires, weaving bonds between ancestors and descendants. Among these tales, one stands out, a narrative of a mystical realm where memories are not just recollections, but living entities, powerful enough to shape destinies. This is the story of the sacred memory, a myth that echoes through the ages. Imagine a world where every significant event, every moment of joy or sorrow is preserved in a vast cosmic library. Picture a celestial archive where the memories of all beings are stored, waiting to be accessed by those who seek wisdom. This library is not bound by the constraints of our physical reality. It exists in a realm beyond time where the past, present, and future intermingle. It is said that within this library resides the essence of sacred memory, a repository of experiences that define our humanity. Our journey begins with the ancient storytellers, the keepers of wisdom in their communities. They understood the power of memory, how it shapes identity, informs culture, and influences the very fabric of society. One such storyteller, an elder known as Aaron, lived in a village nestled between the mountains and the sea. Aaron was revered not only for his captivating tales, but also for his ability to invoke the memories of those who listened. As he spoke, villagers would close their eyes and be transported to moments long forgotten, laughter shared, tears shed, love found and lost. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the landscape, Aaron gathered the children of the village around him. "Tonight," he began, "I will share the story of the sacred memory." The children leaned in, their eyes wide with anticipation. Aaron's voice, smooth and rich, painted vivid pictures of a time when the earth was young and the stars were still learning their place in the sky. He spoke of a great spirit known as Aloria, the guardian of memory. Aloria was said to roam the realms, collecting the threads of human experience and weaving them into a grand tapestry. Each thread represented a memory, a moment of joy, a lesson learned, a heartache endured. Aloria understood that memories are not merely echoes of the past. They are the building blocks of our existence, shaping our understanding of the world and our place within it. As the tale unfolded, the children became entranced by the image of Aloria, a radiant figure adorned with shimmering garments that glowed with the light of countless memories. They envisioned her gliding through the ethereal library, caressing each thread with reverence, ensuring that no experience was ever forgotten. To Aloria, each memory mattered, for every individual's story contributed to the collective wisdom of humanity. Aaron's voice grew softer as he recounted a pivotal moment in Aloria's journey. One day, the Guardian encountered a sorrowful warrior named Kale, burdened by the weight of his past. Kale had fought valiantly in battles, yet the memories of loss and suffering haunted him like shadows. Desperate to escape the pain, he sought Aloria, pleading for the release of his memories. "I wish to forget," he cried. "I cannot bear the weight of my past any longer." Aloria, with her gentle smile, approached Kale and listened to his anguish. "To forget is to lose a part of yourself," she replied. "Your memories, even the painful ones, are the threads that weave your story. Embrace them, for they hold the lessons that will lead you to healing." Kyle, though hesitant, agreed to journey with Aloria, and together they ventured into the depths of the cosmic library. Within the library, Aloria guided Kyle to the memories he sought to escape. One by one, they revisited moments of valor and sacrifice, laughter shared with fallen comrades, and the bittersweet taste of love lost. As Kyle faced each memory, he began to understand their significance. The pain transformed into strength, the sorrow into wisdom. By the end of their journey, he emerged not burdened but liberated, ready to embrace his past as an integral part of his identity. As Aaron finished his tale, the children sat in silence, absorbing the lessons woven into the story. The power of memory, the importance of honoring our experiences, these were truths that resonated deep within their hearts. In that moment, they understood that sacred memory was not just a myth, but a guiding principle that shaped their lives. But the journey does not end here. The myth of sacred memory has transcended cultures and eras, finding new expressions in various traditions around the world. From the indigenous tribes of the Americas to the sages of the East, the concept of memory as a sacred entity remains a universal truth. In many indigenous cultures, memory is viewed as a communal treasure. Elders are revered not just for their age, but for their ability to recall the histories of their people. These memories serve as a compass, guiding future generations in their relationships with the earth, their communities, and themselves. The act of storytelling becomes a sacred ritual, a means of preserving the collective memory that binds a community together. In the East, particularly within the realms of Buddhism and Hinduism, memory is intricately connected to the cycle of life and rebirth. The idea of karma suggests that our actions and the memories they create carry into future lives. Thus, the memories of both joy and suffering inform not only our current existence, but also our future experiences. This notion emphasizes the sacredness of every moment, urging us to live mindfully and honor the memories we create. The enduring nature of sacred memory also plays a crucial role in contemporary society. In an age dominated by technology, where information is easily forgotten and replaced, the importance of remembering our shared histories has never been more vital. The stories of our ancestors, the struggles for justice, the triumphs of human spirit, these memories serve as reminders of our resilience and capacity for growth. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, the lessons of sacred memory invite us to reflect on our own experiences. What stories do we carry? What memories shape our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world? Each of us is a storyteller in our own right, weaving our narratives into the greater tapestry of humanity. In closing, the myth of sacred memory invites us to embrace our past while actively shaping our future. It teaches us that memories, both joyous and painful, are not burdens to bear, but treasures to cherish. They are the threads that connect us to one another, to our ancestors, and to the wisdom of the universe. So, let us honor our memories, for in doing so, we honor the very essence of our humanity. Amidst the whispers of ancient lore and the shadows of forgotten temples, there exists a tale that has captivated the hearts and minds of many throughout the ages. It is a story woven with threads of faith, adventure, and the relentless pursuit of the unknown. The lost relic, an artifact shrouded in mystery and steeped in the essence of belief itself. This is not merely a story of a physical object. It is a journey into the depths of human spirituality and the eternal quest for meaning. Imagine a time long ago, in the cradle of civilization, where the first scribes etched their thoughts into clay tablets and devout seekers wandered the earth in search of divine truth. Among them was a humble monk named Elior, whose unwavering faith led him to the fabled relic said to contain the very essence of enlightenment. It was believed that this relic, a small yet radiant stone, could grant wisdom and clarity to those pure of heart. Elior, driven by a desire to share its power with the world, embarked on a quest that would lead him through treacherous landscapes and into the depths of his own soul. The journey began at dawn, with the sun casting golden rays over the hills of his homeland. Elior traveled through dense forests, where each rustling leaf seemed to carry a whisper of the divine. He crossed rivers that sparkled like diamonds under the sun and climbed mountains that touched the heavens, all the while guided by an unshakable conviction that the relic was within his grasp. Each step was a testament to his faith, and each challenge he faced only strengthened his resolve. But Elior was not alone in his quest. Tales of the lost relic had spread far and wide, drawing the attention of treasure hunters and scholars alike. A fierce rival emerged in the form of Alaric, a cunning merchant whose heart was as cold as the steel he wielded. Alaric sought the relic not for enlightenment, but for power, believing that possessing it would make him a ruler feared by all. Their paths converged at the ancient ruins of Seraphim, a site long regarded as sacred and untouched by greed. As Elior reached the crumbling stone walls, a sense of reverence washed over him. The air was thick with the weight of history, and he could almost hear the prayers of those who had come before him. It was here, in the sacred silence, that the relic was said to rest, hidden from the world yet waiting to be discovered by a worthy soul. Elior knelt in prayer, beseeching the heavens for guidance, while Alaric, lurking in the shadows, plotted to seize the relic for himself. The clash of ideologies echoed in the ruins as Elia's faith and Alaric's ambition collided like two titans of old. The monk's heart brimmed with compassion, while the merchant's mind churned with schemes. But as fate would have it, the relic was not merely an object to be found. It was a test, a trial designed to reveal the true nature of those who sought it. In a moment of serendipity, Elior stumbled upon an inscription etched into the stone floor. It spoke of the trials of the heart and the purity of intention required to unveil the relic's true power. He realized that the journey was not about the destination, but the transformation of the soul. Meanwhile, Alaric, blinded by greed, forged ahead, convinced that brute strength would yield him victory. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the ruins, Elior and Alaric both found themselves facing the first challenge. A great door, adorned with intricate carvings depicting the trials of faith, stood before them. To pass, they would need to confront their deepest fears. Elior, embracing vulnerability, stepped forward, his heart open to the lessons of humility and compassion. Alaric, however, driven by the desire for dominance, faltered, overwhelmed by shadows of his past. In that moment, Elior discovered a profound truth. True strength lies not in the quest for power, but in the embrace of love and understanding. As he recited the sacred words inscribed on the door, it creaked open, revealing a path illuminated by a soft, ethereal light. Alaric, consumed by envy, attempted to force his way through, but the door remained steadfast, refusing entry to those whose hearts were not aligned with the essence of the relic. The journey continued deeper into the heart of the ruins, each chamber revealing challenges that tested their resolve. Elior faced temptations that sought to sway his faith, while Alaric grappled with the weight of his own darkness. As they traversed the labyrinth of trials, the relic became less of an object and more of a symbol, a beacon of hope and enlightenment, representing the choices they made along the way. With each trial they overcame, Elior's spirit soared, while Alaric's desperation grew. Elior learned to forgive those who had wronged him, embodying the very teachings he had devoted his life to. Alaric, in stark contrast, found himself ensnared in a web of his own making, as the more he fought for control, the more he lost himself. The relic, elusive and shimmering like a distant star, seemed to mock his every effort. At last, they arrived at the final chamber, a vast hall adorned with golden mosaics depicting the journey of the soul. In the center lay a pedestal, and upon it rested the fabled relic, a small radiant stone pulsating with a soft light, as if it were alive with the energy of countless souls who had sought its wisdom. Elior approached it, heart racing with reverence and humility. But Alaric, in a final act of desperation, lunged forward, grasping for the stone with a fierce determination. In that moment, the very essence of the relic shifted, revealing its true nature. The light grew blinding, enveloping both men in a radiant embrace. Elior stood firm, his heart aligned with the relic's purpose, while Alaric was consumed by the shadows of his ambition. As the light faded, Elior found himself alone, the relic now glowing softly in his hands. He understood that it was never about possession, but rather a responsibility to share its wisdom with the world. The trials had transformed him, teaching him that the true essence of faith lies in love, compassion, and the courage to face one's own darkness. With the relic in hand, Elior emerged from the ruins, a beacon of hope for those who sought the light. He became a guiding force for others, sharing the story of his journey, reminding them that the lost relic was not just a physical object, but a reminder of the eternal mystery of faith, a journey that resides within each of us. And so, the tale of Elior and the lost relic continues to resonate across the ages, an invitation to embark on our own quests for enlightenment. For in every heart there lies a relic waiting to be discovered, a journey waiting to unfold, and a truth yearning to be embraced. As we navigate the complexities of life, may we find the courage to seek, to question, and to believe in the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding. The eternal dance of faith continues, inviting us all to join in,